All aboard, hearties! Welcome to Hope Valley Central Station.
Your transportation to Hope Valley with your conductors, Kerri
and Morgan.
I'm crying. But you know what? Congratulations to Team Lucas. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm talking to two screens right now, so please excuse me. But congratulations to Team Lucas. I mean,
absolutely. Like, we literally said we would do it, so.
Congratulations to Team Lucas. Congratulations to Hallmark. I'm extremely upset, but you know what? This just means to me that Nathan is going to get an epic love story that is not going to be tainted by a stupid love triangle. So let's go ahead and just, I that's one thing I'm going to be excited about. His love story is not going to be tainted by a love triangle. It's going to be a full-on boy meets man meets woman, fall in love, no other outside forces. As much as I would have loved, obviously, for Nathan to have won Elizabeth's heart, you know what? There's a reason why Hallmark did this. I know that we don't understand. I know they did not. I know I'm not the only one that does not think that it made sense for her to see Nathan as Jack because they are nothing alike. But they have a reason for it. I already know my mom's gonna tell me
what it is.
Guys, I can already tell my mom's gonna call me. She's gonna be like, "I told you so."
How could she say she
told
you
Team Lucas. So? She's a Team Nathan supporter, but she told me, she's like,
"Where's Lydia?"
Guys, it says that no more than it says that one of us has to leave for Lydia to come on.
Oh no. I didn't know that, Lydia. I'm so sorry.
Weird. That's weird.
I'm sorry, Lydia. We thought we could have more people on here.
I'm so sorry. We've never tried this before.
Guys, I know. Okay, I'm seeing some. I understand that everybody needs to get their feelings out right now.
Yeah.
Do it, but be respectful to Team Lucas. Don't.
Yes, absolutely.
From day one, we have been telling you guys there was still a chance for Lucas to win. There was still a chance for Lucas to win. I know. Trust me, I'm heartbroken right now. I want to cry. I really do. I'm probably going to cry in the fetal position tonight whenever I go to bed. I promise. I probably won't even go to sleep.
I was really loving it, which I was not expecting. Like, I was literally over here going.
I thought it was extremely romantic. So congratulations, Team Lucas. Like, you guys saw something that we obviously didn't, and that's gonna make what season 6 and season 7 rewatch that much more fun for us, because we're gonna get to actually kind of see what it is about Lucas that kind of obviously makes him her lifetime. So
yeah,
I'm crying.
Like, I still don't see it. Like, the way they have written it this entire time, I still do not see how Lucas could be. Yeah. But I'm like, I do not like, they went totally against their formula, which again, we've said it before. I'm literally gonna do it again. Morgan, you don't have to join in with me if you don't want to, but applaud to Hallmark for doing something different, because they blew our mind.
Hey, Deck the Hallmark.
Hi guys.
Hi guys, we're actually Zooming. Say hi to Zoom, guys. We're Zooming our podcast episode.
Yes. Yeah, guys, we're like live on Instagram. For the people who don't know what we're doing here on our podcast, we're live on Instagram as well. So yeah, we're doing both at the particular moment, because we wanted to do like our initial reaction on Zoom. And I'll just say it again, like, I was not expecting to love that so much, but I was eating it up, like every bit of it. I was like, oh my gosh.
I was loving it too. I really was. I thought that it was extremely romantic. I love that she did like a private viewing of her book with him. I thought that was the most adorable thing ever that Hallmark has ever done, for her to do like a private reading of her story.
Yeah, that was so good.
And it was beautiful in there, all the lights, and hey, Kerri, there wasn't as many candles.
Well, actually, like, I recorded my reaction to this, so y'all will get to see it.
Yeah,
at the very beginning of this, y'all will see it. I literally went, oh no, the candles. Like,
You have to admit there wasn't as much as there usually is. Like we can all admit there's usually not as many on there.
okay. Okay,
So,
we've got
yeah.
people wanting to hop on our Instagram live. Is that going to be too confusing on our Zoom though, because you're not going to be able to really hear them?
I don't know.
Like it's Cranny and Lydia that are saying they want to come on our live, which I want them on, but I'm not sure if that's going to be too confusing.
That will probably be a little confusing, guys. I'm sorry. I think that might be a little bit too much because it's echoing me right now. Like,
yeah, it's confusing to us right now because we're like double hearing ourselves.
Yeah, I'm double hearing everyone.
I logged a few minutes ago too.
I tell you what, how about if I let like one of y'all on at a time and we can like, I'll try to hold my phone as close to my mic as I can. That way the people on our Zoom can hear you.
Yeah, Marina, please don't burn down the library, not the candles.
Okay, I'm gonna let Lydia on first. And I'm gonna try to hold her as close to my mic as I can so everybody can hear her.
Okay, guys. Okay, while you're doing that, I'm gonna kind of, hey, Lydia!
Hi.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start reading some of these comments because, like I said, we're doing this live while we're also doing the Zoom. This is the first time we've ever done this, guys. So there's gonna be some trial and error.
This is gonna be really confusing.
I see a lot of people saying that this doesn't make sense, that they're sad, that they don't see the chemistry between Elizabeth and Lucas. Everybody's crying. We got some Team Lucas people in here.
I don't know why I'm smiling, guys. This was like, but I saw it coming after Nathan, when she went to Nathan. She was like, oh,
Mhm.
oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Breaking the sunshine.
Yeah, I will say that I have my live reactions, and I kept telling myself, I'm like, I'm not. Brian Bird said, don't wait until the very end. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna hold on. I said, we haven't seen the Pinkertons yet. We haven't seen Nathan injure his hand.
Mhm.
All that kind of stuff. Guys, can I just go ahead and say this one thing?
Mhm.
I am not feeling it between Nathan and Faith. I hope to God they are not putting them together.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not feeling it.
I'm
not feeling it.
Well, you know, somebody just said congrats, Team Lucas, but I can't watch any longer. Season 8 was just bleh. Honestly, I want to watch season 9 just to see what the heck they had in mind because they completely fooled us with this one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like I want to watch the season 9 even more now.
Yeah, same. Like they completely fooled us on this. Lydia, so what are your thoughts? I'm trying to hold you as close to my mic as I can.
Okay, my thoughts are that
Kerri.
That bridge? Why the bridge? Please, no more bridges. Please, no more candles. Like I can accept Lucas winning, but please, no more candles. I just, ugh.
Okay, so
Lydia, no more candles. Yeah.
Lydia pretty much said no more candles and no more bridges. They're triggers. Yeah. But hey guys, my trigger didn't happen. They're not getting married. There's no engagement.
Woo!
Yeah,
my trigger happened.
I said there was not going to be an engagement or a wedding. I told y'all.
My trigger still happened.
I'm just saying.
The candles still happen.
Marina just said, I'm sad, but not going to stop watching because the ending was very sweet. I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, I'm excited for season 9 because I want to see how it goes because it feels like they wrapped it up too much.
Yeah, there was no cliffhanger.
Yeah, that really was.
Well, actually, technically, there is still a cliffhanger.
The school?
Guys,
was it the school?
No, not the school is a little bit of a cliffhanger, but guys, the land, Wyman, Pinkertons. We have not seen any resolve of them. We don't know why they're there. We don't know who's over them. I don't think the Pinkertons are working for Wyman. I think the Pinkertons are there to watch over Wyman and make sure Wyman's doing the job that he's been asked to do. This is really hard to go back and forth to that screen.
I know.
That's a cliffhanger. The school is a cliffhanger. Guys, I get it. I will say this. It's still like I loved the scenes between Lucas and Elizabeth. I thought it was very romantic and everything, but I don't know why, but everything seems really flat.
It does. There doesn't seem to be the natural spark of chemistry to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that they might have. I'm gonna watch season 9, and I'm gonna try to be
Absolutely.
hopeful. I'm not gonna cancel on season 9 right now. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna watch anything When Calls the Heart. Everyone is entitled to the way that they feel. If you no longer want to watch When Calls the Heart, don't watch it. It's at the end of the day, guys, it's a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
It is a TV show. If it is harming your mental health, if it's making your anxiety go through the roof, like I know my anxiety has been through the roof since she stepped into the Mountie office. It has been like skyrocketed since then, and it never came down. You will see that in my reaction. I'm literally like doing breathing exercises on the camera, on camera. So I'm trying to be optimistic about Lucas. That's why I'm really going to be excited about us going back to season 6 and season 7. And hopefully maybe see something that maybe I missed.
I don't think we did miss anything, honestly. I really do not.
I don't think I missed anything either, but I'm trying to make sure that I didn't have my Nathan goggles on. You know,
I don't think so, because like we all watched, like I know you and I did anyway, of watching like Team Lucas edits and their scenes together and such, and we were just like, like they literally did not give Lucas any scenes with Little Jack this season, did they?
I think the one.
No, but they pretty much crammed COVID down our throat as to be the reason why. Even though we literally seen him have like 3 or 4 scenes with Robert, 3 or 4 scenes with Elizabeth, and even 2 or 3 scenes with Nathan. But yeah, we have not gotten one scene with Lucas this season.
Yeah,
but they say that
it literally
they said that COVID was the reason. They said that COVID was the reason. Guys, I just remembered something.
What?
Nathan said that Kevin said that he wrote his last scene of season 8. Is that the scene with Faith? He wrote his scene with Faith?
You're right. Unless it was with Elizabeth and he thought it was the last, but it wasn't.
I don't know.
That's possible. This echo is really weird, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of bothering me a little bit, but I'm gonna push through it. Nathan handled her yeah, I will say this. Nathan did handle the rejection like a real man.
Oh, he did, 100%.
Yeah. Let's see. I saw something. Hang on.
Y'all are blowing us up. Like it's like speed, just like going like this. I'm trying to catch up. I see the storyline. Lucas patiently waits for a woman who is still grieving an old love. His patience, love is patient, love is kind. In the end, it leads her to him. Together, they lead a life full of candlelit rooms until one day it burns down.
Oh no!
Hey, you had me going there for a second. You just had to ruin it.
I can't wait to see what happens. Like, I literally can't wait.
Quite frankly, I'm just glad that this triangle is over.
Yeah.
I'm just like, literally, y'all,
I'm
when
so
we
glad
said
that's
we
over.
were going to do this, we were like,
Like,
saying
really?
that we're just going to celebrate that.
Really? Yes, I want
But guys, how are they gonna repair this?
I have no idea.
How are they gonna repair this? Because Aaron did.
Guys, the polls, like, how are they going to?
Exactly. How are they going to explain the polls? The polls were literally like 75-85% Nathan, 20-25% Lucas. I'm not going to lie. That's facts. You can go on literally any poll on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. They all were saying the same things. All of them.
Delina said a minute ago, I don't know if I caught this one. I'm just wondering how Jeanette Oak feels because it's a big departure from the books.
They did consult with her, but I think at the same time, she doesn't have the final say because they bought
Yeah,
the
that's
rights
true.
to the book. Honestly, I think that at her age, I don't think she cares.
Mm-mm.
At her age, she's like, you bought the right to my books. I can give you whatever you want me to tell you, but at the end of the day, this is y'all's. This is y'all's interpretation of my writings, of my characters.
Yeah.
So But technically Nathan and Lucas are not her characters. They're characters made by Hallmark. So
Yeah.
she has no control over that.
Right,
They did
Critty?
give Allie a little bit of a sweet moment with Fiona last episode, so I wonder how that'll go. Yeah, they did give the hairstyling thing where she did Allie's hair for the wedding. But guys, I'm shocked. Like,
Okay.
are they really going to pair Nathan and Fiona together? Because I mean, Kevin and Kayla are dating. Some actors don't like doing that, and some actors do. Some
Yeah.
actors don't.
Sometimes
Well,
it works.
sometimes they're
sometimes it doesn't.
contractually through their contract. Some of them aren't allowed to date, actually, unless that's maybe like through the main characters.
Yeah.
But okay, Lydia, really glad you hopped on. We want to get you on the podcast at some point. We did not know that it was gonna not let us get more than 3 people on here, but if you can hop off so I can let Crinny on for a few minutes and let her kind of say what she had on her mind. But thank you so much for joining us.
Yep. I'm trying to figure out how do you I'm not exactly sure.
I think you just press the X button and then you have to come back onto the
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Lydia.
Yep.
Angie, I know you're heartbroken right now. I feel for Angie right now, guys. She's on vacation and she just had like this bomb dropped on her.
I know.
So-
Hey, Critty.
I know, Gritty. I know.
Oh my gosh. Guys. Like,
I
again,
know.
hats off to Hallmark here. I have to say it again. Hats
Right.
off to Hallmark.
There's so much to talk about. Oh my god, I'm getting like spurts of like scenes hopping into my brain. But Carson's exit, he gets the ring and then he just gets on the stage coach and leaves.
The brass ring that eluded his grasp.
That's true. Yeah, I
Wait,
guess
what?
that is a closing. Oh my god, guys, there's so much to talk about.
Crinny, what you got?
Go ahead, Critty.
When she went up to Nathan midway through, I was like, it's too early. This could have to be really good or really bad.
Yeah, I said
And
the same
as I
thing.
kept going, and she didn't talk to Lucas after that. I was like, it's gonna be Lucas. It's
Mhm.
Lucas. It's Lucas. Like, it's gonna be Lucas. So I'm like sitting here, I'm like, let me try to prepare my mind, and I'm like, okay. And like you said, when I saw the actual kiss, I was like, I'm not even mad. That's really adorable.
Yeah.
Like that bridge, but it is Annie and Gables, and I'm more like frustrated that you're gonna hear some obnoxious things over the next few days, and I'm just gonna have to be like, okay, it's all right.
Yeah, I'm not ready for Team Lucas scrutiny right now.
You know, and that's the thing. Like,
Mhm.
congratulations to Hallmark. I
Yeah.
love Lucas. I think Lucas is a really good character, but like you guys said, I just
I don't-
see it.
Guys,
like you guys.
exactly.
Edits, looking
Exactly.
at like people's pairings for them, going back, and I'm just like, I just don't see it. Nathan and her have this slow burn.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can we just applaud Chris McNally though? Like he's getting a lead role. He's now the lead role of a Hallmark.
Congratulations, Chris. We are so happy for you.
Congratulations,
We're so
Chris.
proud of you. Like you pulled it off. I was not seeing it, but you pulled it
Not
off, buddy.
expecting that. But your emotion, your performance, just it got me. It got me. I even said in my reaction video a couple times, I'm like, I can't even be mad at this because it's so adorable. Like his smile and the way he just like holds her and the way, and he's so gentle with her. And I was just like, oh, I can't even be mad at you right now.
I was like,
I know. So crazy.
too much. I was like, his beard is probably like tickling her so much. Because, like,
We got the pokey kisses, guys. We got the pokey kisses.
Ah!
Sorry, Amy. I'm sorry, Amy. We got the pokey kisses after all. But hey, I will say this is not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
No.
Not as bad. His beard wasn't that bad.
No.
Yeah.
Y'all,
yeah.
I'm
All right,
just-
Nicole, what are you thinking? We've been doing all the talking over here. You do some talking.
I don't even know, like right now. Like so many
I know what you're saying, Angie.
I get what you're saying, Angie. I totally get what you're saying.
You're right,
I
though,
do.
we really don't like you.
It really does feel like they just made this decision last minute. I will say that.
Yeah.
Which they said that they kept rewriting it. Which
Yeah, they said they kept rewriting it. I don't understand.
I'm incredibly frustrated with her statement that she kept comparing him to Jack, because until the secret episode, we really hadn't heard her say anything like that.
Yeah.
And, like, where did that come from? I didn't see that comparison in any way.
I didn't either. And see, the only scene that I could possibly see that is the taking off the surge, because I know a lot of Team Lucas automatically started going that route with that scene. They kept saying, "Oh, that's just her reminiscing," and all that kind of stuff, because she even offered his gloves to him and warmed a surge up and said how she used to do this with Jack on chilly mornings. We even saw her do the little head shake. I think that's the only scene at the entire season or the past 3 seasons that have given me any inkling at all of her seeing him when she saw Jack.
But I didn't even see it as bad though. Like personally, I didn't
either, but now that it's happening, now that it's happened, and now that Lucas is officially it, I can see it.
Lucas is officially it, guys. Look, there's no
going back. They're not just gonna do this whole entire season and bump this whole up, and then on season 9, like, ha, it's a joke. She was just dreaming. She actually was naked. She's not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that, because I know. I mean, we would be. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We would be mad as heck if they did that to us.
Yeah.
For them to Star Watch Byline, worst season ever, y'all. I'm trying.
I get it.
I get it.
I get it.
I can't tell you guys that you guys are wrong in y'all's feelings, because I feel the same way. I feel the same way. Not that it's the worst season, but it just feels so flat.
It is. It felt very flat. Like, can I just say, for a finale that was hyped up so hard, like, there was nothing really anticlimactic. Like, nothing
was anticlimactic. Exactly. Nothing.
It was very like in the beginning, I got teary-eyed. What was it in the very beginning that happened? Oh God.
The older.
Yes. That one scene throughout the thing was what pulled me into this episode, especially when it looked like it was going Lucas's way. Gowan held it down for me. Him and Bill coming to terms with each other had me in tears. But I thought we were gonna get more. I thought we were gonna get angst. I thought we were gonna get action. I was waiting for it. I was like, I
was expecting the Pinkertons to really make a hard hit. I was wondering, I'm like, why are you putting all these bad guys in the very last 2 episodes, and then you're not even gonna have a fight scene where And Bill did say that they're not, I'm not saying we're not going to get any action scenes with Nathan and Pinkertons, because that's not over with. Nathan is still very much on the show. He's still very much Hope Valley's bounty. He's not leaving, guys. They done said it. Nobody is leaving the show. Nobody's leaving. So we will see it, but I'm just surprised we didn't see it this season, because Bill even said that name sounds familiar. So
you think that was the cliffhanger?
Yeah, that was. I feel like that's one of the cliffhangers. Yes.
Star Watch Byline said they never had a triangle this season. Why call it a triangle when she dated who she ends up with all season? I get that.
Yeah, I get that.
I feel like.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, this was not a triangle. This was
she
just.
never had a date with her, guys. Not one.
Yeah, she never even gave Nathan a chance at all. At all.
I don't agree that season 9 will be terrible. Sorry, guys. I just don't.
Season 9 is not going to be terrible, guys. I promise. They're not going to do that.
I want to see where they go from
there.
I really do too.
Prove it to me.
Okay, guys, everybody just stop for just a second and listen to me. How many people said they were not going to watch again after Jack died? That the show was over after Jack died?
A lot.
We all thought there's no way Jack could be replaced. And yet we all fell in love with Nathan. So at this point, I feel like this is going right back to that, and that we are gonna, we love Lucas. We've said that from the start. We love Lucas. And I feel like we are gonna see why Hallmark picked Lucas.
Yeah.
I just feel like we
Guys,
are.
Kevin even said this in his thing. We always kept quoting it because, it made us feel like Nathan was going to win even more. But he said himself that it was whenever Elizabeth made her decision, she made it with her heart. Now, I will say this. He did kind of tease us again. He was like, fire, little fire, little fire, little fire, big fire. Yeah, well, the bridge is burned down with us, okay? It's a big fire. Thanks, Kevin.
I can't wait to see all the Anna Green Gables edits that are about to hop out.
Oh, my God.
Don't even.
That is a trigger. That right there is a trigger.
Don't even go there.
They had the best male lead and they blew it. I hope Kevin gets a bigger role on Hallmark. I'm guessing is what you mean. Because he seems to be underappreciated on the show. I will say this. I understand what you're saying, Star Watch Byline. I really do. But I'm telling you right now, Kevin has said in multiple interviews, he said, I am not going to do a project that I do not want to do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to waste my time on a project that I can't get behind. If I don't like the story, if I don't like what's going on, if I'm not feeling it, if I'm not excited about it and I'm not behind it, I'm not going to do it. He has said that in an interview. I'm pretty sure he did on the Hallmark. If you guys are still on here with us, I'm pretty sure he said on your interview that he doesn't do projects that he's not going to get behind. I think he talked about his jobs because he was like, he was talking about like his jobs that he did before acting. He would literally like last only a week doing like bartending or serving because he'd end up getting fired because like he didn't like it. So he would show up too late to work or not show up at all or, all this kind of stuff. So there's a reason why Kevin likes this. There's a reason that Kevin is behind this. And I'm excited to see it because I'm telling you guys right now, Kevin don't let us down. Kevin does not let us down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see it for season 9 because I'm ready to see Nathan be like a phoenix and just rise up and blow everybody away. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's over with. I think that I'm holding on. I'm telling you guys. All I'm saying is, Hallmark, if you're watching this, you best give Nathan the best love story in history.
Not Faith.
Just saying. After all the hell that he's been through, he deserves it.
And not Faith.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just happy that Nathan is not.
To me, it just makes no sense. Like, okay, I could see them putting her with Lucas, but bringing Allie into it and putting her
Yeah,
with Lucas?
exactly. That was very.
That was weird.
I guess it's to show her that she's really she's getting into the teenage side, but I feel like they could have used so many different storylines to bring out her teenager side.
Yeah.
Guys, at the end of the day, Kevin isn't completely responsible for what happens with Nathan. I mean, he can give his input, but even Aaron only has so much input, even with Elizabeth.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's really the network's decision.
Yeah, it's really the network's decision.
I'm really curious to watch that ET interview with Deirdre because
I'm nervous. I'm really nervous.
I want to see like if they give any reason, like what their reasoning is to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a shock state right now. Like I'm not.
I will say this.
Happy.
I will say this to all of you fans who are really angry right now, who are really upset right now, who are saying, I'm never going to watch the show again. I'm done with Hallmark. I'm done with When Calls the Heart. Sleep on it.
Yeah, Marina was in that first interview with ET. The three of them were supposed to put on faces of how they reacted to the finale. And Kevin responded, I'm just a happy guy. I was reading it and I was like, oh, that might as well happen.
Yeah, and like Lucas looks stressed, and it kind of makes sense to me now because it was kind of this big thing. Like, is Lucas leaving, or I mean, did did Elizabeth lose her chances of telling him she loves him, all that kind of stuff. So I'm getting like looking back at everything, I can see why he was stressed. And then I think Nathan's just happy because I think he's like us. I think he's happy that the love triangle is over and his character can get off of this crazy train and into a different storyline.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and I think it's important to reiterate too, and sorry, Nicole, we'll talk in just a second, but I think it's important to reiterate too what we have said, I don't know how many times, that at this point, we haven't even really been Team Nathan and Elizabeth. We've been Team Nathan. Like, Nathan has literally just become our most favorite character on the show. And he's not leaving, guys. Like,
yeah.
they surprised us. We weren't expecting, nobody expected season 6 to be any good after Jack left. I'm just saying, give season 9 a chance, because they have a reason that they're doing this the way that they're doing it. And just give it a chance. And I really look forward to seeing what they do with it. I mean, as a writer, this makes no sense to me. Like, this went against every bit of, which one we said it, that literally they would have to go against every formula for romance writing to have her with Lucas. They did it.
Yeah, I feel agree. I'm gonna take you guys off of here because it's kind of weird for me to be like doing this with you guys. I will say this. I never thought I was intrigued by Nathan's character whenever they obviously put out the first couple of articles about how, like, Nathan Grant is gonna be the new Mountie, all those kinds of different things like that. And I was like, you know what? I'm intrigued. Obviously, I'm a very big fan of Kevin McGarry. I know he can hit it out of the park. I know he's going to do an incredible job. Obviously, we know that that Hallmark knows how to write a good story. And bounties are very big for this show. So I already came in with high expectations from that. Guys, Kevin, his performance knocked it out of the park for me. Like, he did incredible. But the writers and the way they wrote Nathan and everything, I was not like, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I love Nathan more than I ever loved Jack. And I loved Jack a lot. Like, I was heartbroken. I was one of those people that thought, like, I never said it. I never completely just said that I was not going to watch When Calls the Heart after he died. But I did. I was kind of having that inner debate of, like, can I handle that? Can I handle going back to the show and seeing how different it's going to be now that he's gone, and like having to watch Elizabeth go through grief and all that? Guys, I'm so glad that I watched it, and I'm so glad that we had both Lucas and Nathan and Fiona, and I'm so excited to have Chris and Kevin and Kayla on this show, because they had made this show so like so much more than I ever thought it was even going to be. Like, the storylines that those three characters have brought to the show is mind-blowing to me. I mean, this is my opinion. So I'm going to keep watching the show, because if they can turn that situation around, because they were handed a pretty, like, wild card. Like, they had no choice. Dan was leaving whether they wanted him or not. His contract was up. It was not up for a negotiation. He was like, I'm done. I need to move on. I got other things I want to do as an actor. And he had every right to leave if he wanted to. So, I mean, for Kevin and Chris to take that chance of coming on here, knowing the situation that the story that they were going to bring. I mean, I'm just saying, applaud to all of them. Just like an applause to all of them. I'm not actually going to clap because I'm like holding my phone. But
yeah, same at this point.
Yeah.
I've already applauded them several times too. So
just hear me out, guys. Like, I get it. I want to cry so bad right now, but I'm holding it in. And it's not because my heart literally just breaks for Nathan. It's not even, honestly, at this point, I even said it before. I honestly think that Lucas and Nathan both don't even deserve, I feel like Elizabeth doesn't deserve either one of them.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I don't think she deserves either one of them.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that. Elizabeth is wonderful. I'm glad that she finally apologized.
Yes, I was impressed with that.
I was impressed with that. I mean, right off the bat, apology from Elizabeth.
I was like, finally.
Exactly. I even said that in my reaction video. But you know what? I'm gonna watch season 9 with all the hopes in the world that Nathan is gonna get the storylines that he deserves, that Kevin's gonna be able to really show his talent and show his craft, and that they give him a storyline that he deserves. Because after this season, he deserves better. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
beating him up like they beat him up, and the way they used Allie to her. I mean,
Yeah. Somebody just
I'm-
asked what was the whole point to the scene of Nathan in Elizabeth's home and warming his surge.
Yeah.
I feel like that was them, and again, I did not see it this way. Personally, I did not. And again, shout out to Team Lucas. High five, since I'm holding my phone and I can't give you a round of applause, but high five for seeing something that we did not see. Like 80% of the Hardys did not see that she was projecting Jack on him, because I literally did not see that. Oh boy, this is gonna be good. The Hardy detective's texting me. She's gonna be really mindful.
Angie, I understand what you're saying, but I don't think that Brian Bird has never allowed things that are going on in the real world to affect his writing and affect what he is doing with his show. I get what you're saying, though. I'm just like, guys, you can, like, this is a safe space. You can vent, but please be understanding that this is
Be kind.
like, this is a safe space, but please be kind. Don't bring unnecessary hurt.
Like,
Brian didn't actually write for this season, did he?
I don't think so.
No, just John Tinker and a few others, and like Peter DeLoss, one of the directors.
Always, yeah.
John Tinker wrote the majority of the big Nathan episodes.
Mm-hmm. And he wrote the finale.
And he wrote the finale, yeah. Yeah, now we just need to see Lucas. I want to see Lucas at his lowest point. I want him to really, now that he is officially Elizabeth's, I want to see him open up. I want to see Lucas talk. I want him to share his sorrows. I want him to show his anger I want him to show his anger in an appropriate manner. Not bail off to Grand Isle for 3 months because he's jealous or because he's angry. I'm being honest. I'm flat out being honest. I've been sad, but now I'm kind of getting angry now. If Hallmark don't really show me some stuff to really sink my teeth into with Lucas, I will really be able to say that I'm only watching because of Heart for Nathan.
Yes.
Because right now, if they don't show me some meat when it comes to Team Lucas's storyline, Nathan and Allie and Fiona will be the only characters that I give a crap about.
And Lee and Rosemary.
Yeah, well, Lee and Rosemary, yeah. They better hurry up and get a baby.
So I started watching the ET Online thing, and so she's asking Erin what she thinks, and Erin's just like, I'm happy and sad. They're just both such great characters. Like, I'm happy the triangle's over, but I'm happy and sad. Then Kevin is like, well, they kept rewriting, and it was up to the very end. It was like waiting to the very end. Then they go to Chris, and Chris is just like, I just think Lucas is ecstatic. It almost feels like they're not even happy with the choice. Like, it's not even like.
Honestly, I can see that. I can see why. I can see why.
Such a last minute, they were like, let's just go with this one. We can't pick it.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, as writers and stuff like that, a lot of us are, we write and Kerri, you're a published author. Like, you don't give a character that much growth. You don't give a character that much personal trial to overcome. You don't bring his child into it. You don't bring all of this for at the end.
Yeah, because guys, I hope that that makes me feel bad because like I said before, they have no choice with how the story goes. They're asked to do a job. They have to show up on set. They have to read the lines. They have to say the lines. They have no choice. So, I feel bad for Kevin and Chris and Erin because, like, if this wasn't how they wanted it to go, I feel bad because now they have to continue to,
That was only 2 minutes into the interview, but, like, their initial reactions were just like,
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't know. All I know is that Hallmark definitely has a lot to prove to all of us what exactly that they're wanting to do now.
And that's the thing. I want to watch season 9. Give me Lucas going through some stuff. Give him and Elizabeth depth. Give them some fights. Give them something to make it worth it, make it worth
Yeah.
all this.
Yeah.
But like if they don't do that, like you said, I'm gonna be like, it's gonna be very disappointing and hard to watch at that
Yeah,
point.
it's going to be hard to watch if they don't prove to us why they wanted Lucas. And I'm sorry. Okay. I'm getting, like I said before, I'm getting out of the sadness, and I'm getting into the anger. I'm just going to go ahead and say this. I lost my train of thought because I'm just gonna say this. Hallmark did this to themselves. They created the storyline, they created this triangle, and they've done triangles before. A lot.
Triangle.
Yeah. Triangles where you could clearly see who she was gonna end up with from the very beginning. So I'm all I'm saying is they better prove Lucas to me. They got a lot of proving to me for Lucas. And I think Chris can do it. If Chris gets a good enough script, he can blow it out of the water. Chris is an excellent actor.
Yes, yeah.
And he can do it. But the thing is, an actor can only be as good as his writing that he is given to portray.
Yeah.
They can only do so much with what's given to them. So it's,
Let's see. I just saw something from Angie. I don't know. I'm trying to see if there was another comment before. Let's see. She said, "I'm sorry, they will not get the ratings, and Kevin will leave if that's the case. He has plenty of other projects."
I can see that. I can see that. It's like what I said a while ago. He said that himself, that if he can't get behind what's been the story and he can't get behind the job, then he's not very good with it. So
why when Chris
oh no.
What?
Susan Firth said, "I am no longer a Hardy." Y'all, people are so devastated right now. What are they gonna do?
I really
I'm honestly kind of like heartbreaking right now because like this show has meant so much. I know for me and Kerri, because like it literally brought me and Kerri. I'm gonna start crying talking about this, but like this show brought me and Kerri here. This show has brought me and her this friendship that I did not know I even needed. And like my friendship with Cranny, my friendship with Nicole, my friendship with Angie, my friendship with Amy, like it will devastate me if this is how this ends.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's been confirmed that we're going to get season 9, but I'm telling you guys, like this show has meant. This is the reason why I'm staying strong in this, is because this show has given me so much. It's given me so many friendships that I can see me having till literally the day I die.
Yeah,
it breaks my heart that so many people are heartbroken right now because we're all Hardys. We all love this show. This show all means to all of us. And like to know that there's people right now, I know me, I'm like holding back tears, are sitting on their couches and in their recliners or in their bedrooms and they're crying because their show that has meant so much to them is breaking their hearts.
I mean, I've met a lot of great.
I mean, I know I keep saying it. I know I keep saying that it's just a TV show, but a lot of times it is more than just a TV show to some people. It's their escape. It's their way out of their life. If it's not going right, if they're going through heartbreak or they're going through stress, they put the show on. They live in it.
I mean, I've made a lot of good friends from this show, and I will be really upset if this affects the show and like I guess like the ratings and it like ends because of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like quite frankly, yes, I wanted her with Nathan, but it's not going to make me stop watching. And quite frankly, I'm just happy for Elizabeth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm happy. She's finally getting out of it. Like, I will say this, I feel like she still, like, she had this big fear that I'm wondering where it went.
Yeah, it feels unfinished. It feels like there was never any culmination
Yeah, like where did that fear go?
I mean,
Where did that fear go? You know, it's like it was this big thing about like facing your, like the whole show was about like facing your fears and like not letting your fears make your decisions for you and
I mean,
all this kind of stuff. Like, let's just say season 9's got a lot of pressure on it right now.
should
And I pray that Hallmark delivers it. I pray Hallmark gives us all the answers that
I will say this. I feel like if anybody can pull it off, it's going to be Brian Bird.
yeah.
truth.
If anybody can say this, it's going to be Brian Bird. And I will say this too. There was a particular episode, I think it was episode 8, that I said that was the first time I had ever seen Lucas show me he had what it took to be a leading man.
Yeah.
And
And
I
you
look
see
forward to seeing that
Allie-
come out again because I loved it. Like I was eating it
Oh,
up
yeah.
the entire episode.
yeah.
I was eating it up. So I'm like, I look forward to seeing him in that leading man. And I think he's going to win a lot of people over. Like, I'm not saying that season 9 won't be the last season. I think it's going to be a big struggle to get a season 10.
They just kind of
But I
have
think-
so much to prove. They just have so much to
Yeah.
prove to us right now.
I think basically season 9 will kind of, in a way, be like season 6 because they're trying to. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it
Like-
makes perfect sense. And yeah, exactly.
Because
Mhm.
after season 5, Dan left and Jack died. So in season 6, they were trying to like figure out where to go from that.
Yeah.
What I'm incredibly frustrated with right now is still watching this ET interview on and off. Erin is their reasoning is that she projected her feelings for Jack onto Nathan. That's what they're going with. That's going to be very frustrating for me. She said, Erin's talking to her. She's like, she's just so confused. She was so confused, and she had a connection with Nathan. That's undeniable. But she was, like she was projecting her relationship with Jack onto Nathan. And that's going to be frustrating for me because no one thought that.
Yeah. Well, going back to one of their ET interviews, speaking of ET interviews, like the way, if you go back to one of the ET interviews, and that was one of the things that I was holding on tight to, was the fact that Erin, the way that she described her feeling, Elizabeth's feelings for Lucas, she literally just talked about the book.
Yeah.
And the fact that they had that shared connection. But when she started talking about Nathan, she started talking about like deep connection and shared loss and, this chemistry and like deep, like she kept saying the word deep.
Mhm.
I don't know what's going on, guys. Like I'm so lost. I'm so concerned about what made them choose Lucas. I'm not saying that like Chris is gonna knock it out of the park.
Oh yeah.
He
100%.
shows us what he showed us in that episode with Allie, and I think it is episode 8, where he talks to Allie behind the bar and all that kind of stuff like that. Like, I'm ready for that present to come back. That present that Lucas gave them for the adoption.
Yeah, same.
There's so many things I want to come back because there's so many things that are
Hey
missing. but I'm
Hannah,
not gonna-
sorry y'all. I'm like missing so many comments here because there are so many comments here. So Hannah, I just realized that you're on here. So hi. Yeah, guys, I get it. Like, I totally understand why y'all are feeling lost. This makes me even more, like, I'll say it. I have been Team Nathan since day one. I love Nathan. I love Kevin McGarry. I'm sorry, those blue eyes are always gonna like just suck me right in. But I'm like,
Yes.
I was not expecting to love that ending so much. Like, I love Lucas,
wasn't
don't
either.
get me wrong, but I was not expecting to love that
It
ending
still
so much.
felt
I loved it. But does it look like they missed each other for a second when they first ran to each other?
Morgan, your face.
Guys, y'all don't know what's going on the podcast. The person that is on Instagram live with us just showed us a picture of Lucas and Elizabeth kissing. So
Oh my
y'all
God.
will know what Morgan's reaction is. So yeah.
I'm sorry. Kenny's pretty much showing us the fact that they kind of look like they missed each other. So it looks like literally like Chris is like just like kissing like her chin. It looks like he's just kissing her chin.
When they ran to each
Oh
other.
my goodness.
Yeah.
It was very romantic. Very
Yeah.
romantic. I enjoyed it. But I will say I still have a flat sense to it. But yeah. So that's the reason why I just made that really horrified look. It's because it literally just looks like Chris McNally is just like kissing Aaron Krako's chin. So
So she was literally kissing his beard, if that was the case.
I was like,
Okay. Well, we're fixing to just start getting silly here, guys. Like our shock, I feel like my shock is starting to wear off. We're literally fixing to just start getting goofy with this now.
yeah.
Like, we're fixing to start having fun.
Okay, so you know what? Let's start thinking happy thoughts about season 9. Like, what do you guys want to see, like, as far as happiness for season 9? Like, what do you guys want to see happen for Nathan and Lucas and Elizabeth and Allie and Fiona and all of them? Like, let's start making some happy thoughts.
I wonder, and somebody said this in the comment earlier, that I wonder if Lucas actually did sell the saloon.
Ooh.
And that if he might if he might have sold the saloon, and if he might go into another business or something, because you remember something that Chris said in the Sarah Scoop Show interview that he did, that he wanted to see Lucas go broke.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that.
I want to see him have interaction with Little Jack.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it.
Absolutely.
The one scene they had to delete it this season. They didn't.
Yeah, they ended up deleting it,
Was
which doesn't make sense
really
to me.
Stupid.
Yeah.
They never put them together.
Lydia just brought up something. She said, "I want to see more detective work for Nathan. That'll be awesome."
Yeah,
I want to see this Pinkerton thing get resolved.
Yes.
Yeah, and I want Nathan and Bill to like really like I want some Kevin and Jack Wagner action up in there, like
Yes,
bro.
please.
Like nobody can do bro like Jack Wagner. All right, so I want to see it, okay, on that screen. I want them to be like, okay, if any of y'all watched When Hope Calls, like I loved Nathan in When Hope Calls. He was like, there was explosions. He like almost got blown up. He almost got shot. Like him and Gabe were like, I want Bill and Nathan to kind of have a little bit of the same action that Nathan and Gabe had in When Hope Calls. And if any of y'all watched it, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yes. What were you saying a minute ago, Morgan? You said nobody does something like Jack Wagner.
Nobody does bro like Jack Wagner.
Oh, bro. I couldn't hear you. Like the computer cut out or something.
Yeah, it's okay. No, nobody does bro like Jack Wagner.
What's going on with Gowan? He looked at Abigail.
I told y'all he was leaving. I told you he was leaving. I told you he was gonna leave. And he looked at Abigail's sign. Either he's going, I feel like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say my predictions right now. Okay, go ahead and lock it in.
Go for it.
He is gonna go see Christopher and Rachel.
And go get Abigail.
Either on the way up there to go see them or on the way back home to Hope Valley, he's gonna stop and he's gonna get Abigail.
Yeah.
And Abigail's gonna come back to Hope Valley.
I love that.
I so hope so. We need Abigail back.
Even if okay, and like let's say this, let's say Lori doesn't get a chance to come back, maybe, whatever that is, he can still go see Abigail. They can still at least put that in the show and be like, you know, just saying.
I just find it interesting that like she wasn't,
and that was very rushed. I will say that was very rushed.
I just find it
getting in the car and leaving.
I just find it interesting that she was like not mentioned at all in season 7, and then all of a sudden this season, like she was mentioned, I don't know how many times. At least
maybe Hallmark didn't want them to mention her because of everything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's true.
Yeah,
because they have to submit everything through Hallmark, guys. Everything has to go straight to Hallmark first, and like Hallmark has to approve it. That's probably why they kept having to change so much with the season. That's why a lot of this feels so flat and forced and just out of the blue, is because they have to go through Hallmark for approval on everything. So
yeah. I feel like this is I'm sorry. I'm still just curious to see what they're gonna do with this. Like I'm in shock. But at the same time, like I'll say it again, that one episode that I saw of Chris where he had more of that leading man, I loved it. I was like, show me more of that. Like I wanted to see more of it. I was like, yes, I have not seen this out of him in 3 seasons. Show me more of this. So obviously we're gonna get more of this, but I'm like, I'm really looking forward to see what they do with this. But I feel like several things were kind of unfinished. I feel like first of all, how cute. Okay, let's just go over some of the stuff in the episode that we actually loved. How cute was it that Ned was had apparently created the Band-Aid?
I had that in my reaction. I'm like, oh my God, Ned's an inventor, y'all. Like, and I even said, I'm like, oh, help with, maybe that's what kind of brings in Nathan's Nathan's injury. Like, obviously we saw Nathan Faith bandaging him up, so I kind of thought initially like maybe that's why Nathan gets hurt. It's like they can actually bring Ned's invention in and show
That's
that.
really good. That's actually a really good idea.
But they didn't do it. They just randomly had Nathan randomly hurts his hand on barbed wire chasing after his hat.
Yeah. And guys, like, you know, I'm trying to read some of the comments on Instagram.
Yeah, you guys are going fast.
Yeah. We totally understand what your reactions are, what your feelings are.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we're feeling a lot of the same things. We're just as confused. We're just as lost. But this is why, I mean, we've said it from the start, no matter who got chosen, we are going to go back and recap the triangle and see what is it they saw, because that was not what we saw happening. That was not what 80% of the Hardys saw happening.
So you know what? Actually, thank you, Hallmark, because like you made it really even more interesting for me and Kerri to go back and recap this. Because I was like, you know, is this gonna maybe be boring? You know, if Nathan does win, and like we've already kind of explained a lot of reasons why we back obviously Nathan in the triangle. But obviously it's gonna be very interesting because now we have like a whole new perspective to go back and look through. So I'm actually, like I said before, I'm excited to recap this.
Yeah,
and I agree. Chris killed it in that episode, and I am so ready to see more of that. I'm ready to see Chris show what he's got, because he hasn't gotten as many opportunities to show himself like Kevin has. I know a lot of you
Nathan has been the leading man the last 2 seasons or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
But literally he has been. So I mean, it still doesn't make sense to me that since Lucas is the one that is chosen, and guys, unless like I do not see Hallmark undoing that. They have repeatedly said that they wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
I think we can all admit right here. If they do that, I've said it. I'm a team Nathan person through and through. I want Nathan to be happy. I want Nathan to get what he deserves. Nathan doesn't deserve that.
No, he doesn't.
Nathan doesn't deserve that. I hope they don't unwrite this, because he does not deserve that, and Lucas doesn't deserve that. And Elizabeth, I'm sorry, but if they do that to Elizabeth's character, they're not giving her they're tainting her character.
They're not doing her character.
They are not doing her justice at all. They're completely as if writing her as if she's a whole different person. And I get it, grief and everything does change you and does create you into a different human in a lot of ways, but it doesn't change your morals.
No.
It doesn't change what you know is right and what's wrong. With that being said, I hope that they don't change it, because if they do, I'm sorry that right there is a death note.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. What are some parts?
Guys,
I want the people in the comments right now to tell me what you did like out of the episode.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me what you did like, because there were some awesome points in this episode.
Yes.
I mean, many.
Yes.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Bringing Angie to school, and the whole entire class showing up to support.
That was one of my favorite parts of the episode, right there.
Yeah, I was tearing up.
I was in tears when she was talking to Carson.
I know.
The impact of the prejudice she had received, and poor Angela lost her. You find out Angela lost her sight due to prejudice, plain and simple. And
that broke my heart, y'all, because like,
made many believe in doctors again, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that was beautiful.
That was beautiful, and that honestly was one of the things that really made me think. And I even said it throughout my reaction video. But I'm like, ooh, maybe that's one of the things that kind of helps push Carson to stay. And I thought that, when Faith said that, because Carson was just like, did you do this? Did you arrange everyone to come out here and say goodbye to me? And she's like, no, this is just people love you, Carson. People love you and support you and your family.
I have to say, this was the most I've loved Carson and Faith the entire season.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I have been team infirmary since before they got together. This season, I have just been, I can't with y'all, just break up. And then this last episode, I was like, okay, yeah.
Yes, y'all. Cooper and the school bell.
That was hilarious.
I loved that so much because I was like, oh my God. Like, finally, we're getting some really adorable, cute Cooper moments. I was missing that this season. I was like, you introduced this whole family. You have Joseph with his storyline. You have Minnie with her storyline. You have Angela with your storyline. Poor Cooper, where is he at? Like, he's stinking adorable. Like, use that adorable face, y'all. Like, come on. And this episode, he's shined.
Yeah.
I'm probably fixing to make people mad right here, and my apologies.
Say it, girl.
If you stop watching this show because she picked Elizabeth, then you were never a fan of the show itself. You were a fan of Nathan.
Yeah.
Because you stuck with this show through Jack leaving. You stuck through it this entire time. And now, like, I get emotions are high. Morgan, how many times have we said it? That, our emotions will be high, and then we sleep on it, and we're like, okay, that we're more able to process it. If you want to stop watching the show, that is your prerogative. But I will just say it right now: if you are not at least willing to give them a chance to prove what they're doing, then goodbye. Go. Because we do not need that negativity in the Hardys. Because that is not what Hope Valley is about. Sorry, go ahead, Nicole.
Just give it a chance. Like,
yeah,
I think I'm like you said a while ago, Morgan, about like season 5. I was devastated about Jack.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But I mean, and like right after the finale ended, I like immediately, like, my thoughts were like, how am I going to like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to watch anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But then I slept on it a few hours, and then I guess the next day was the Facebook Live, so I watched that, and then like everything changed. I was like, okay, I have a new perspective now. I understand why. So I mean, I'm kind of with you about, like, I'm feel the same as you.
Sorry, Nicole, I'm sorry, I thought you were done.
No, yeah, I was done. Yeah, I felt
Okay.
the same as you. Yeah.
We have said it even on the live. I have seen so many Team Nathan people attack Team Lucas and say, like, oh, well, if you're not going to watch it because your precious Lucas didn't win, then you were never a Hope Valley person. Hypocrite if you are doing that right now. I love each and every one of you guys, but I have heard so many of you say to a Team Lucas person, if you leave the show because Nathan doesn't win, then you're a hypocrite. Like, then you aren't a real fan at all. Or bye, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord splits you. I'm like, really? Like, first of all, there is still a chance. Now, I do not agree with how they were saying how everything was split down the middle and it was 50-50 and all this kind of stuff. That was just them trying to show.
It was never 50-50.
It was never 50-50. I will agree that we had more Team Nathan people supporting than we ever did Team Lucas. I will say that. And I can tell you right now, Team Lucas will probably agree with us because I'm sure they've seen the polls just as much as we've seen the polls.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But right now, switch the roles. Put yourself in Team Lucas's shoes right now. We would be having a party. We would be having streamers and blow pops and everything else. Like, we would be like, ha ha, like, we won, like, freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Our minds would be just like, we'd be over the moon. And I even told Kerri, I said, we're going to have to just brace ourselves because I'm sure Team Lucas is going to come at us and they're going to be like, like, they're going to start hating on the show. They're going to start hating on the writers and the directors and everything. And look what's happening. The exact thing is happening, except Team Lucas won. Guys, I get it. I'm heartbroken for Nathan. I am. But Nathan is going to get it. I'm honestly kind of excited that he didn't get Elizabeth, because honestly, he deserves more than what he was being treated with by Elizabeth. Elizabeth never gave him a chance to take her on a date. Never gave her a chance to show him that he's not Jack.
Mm-hmm.
At least not in the way that I feel like he could have showed her if she would have just allowed it. So honestly, I'm ready for him to get a real love story.
Yeah.
Like I said, not being tainted by a love triangle, never having to question whether her heart truly lied with him or not. I want him to not even have to second guess it.
Whoa. I just remember something. They did say that it was never truly a triangle.
Yeah.
At one point, they did say it has never truly been a triangle. There has really only ever been one man in there, in the running. So they actually have said that.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but I just.
It's not what we wanted. It's not what we wanted, guys. I'm telling you guys, sleep. Go to sleep. I understand it's probably going to be hard, because I know even myself, I'm going to have a hard time going to sleep. Go to sleep. Really think long and hard about it, okay? And don't truly say you're going to stop watching the show until you at least see the previews for season 9.
Yeah, for real.
At least,
I mean, how can you say
previews.
you're not going to watch season 9 when you don't even know what they're going to do with it? Like,
yeah,
that's as bad as people who have said they would not even watch Lucas's scenes or Nathan's scenes. That is making a prejudgment, and you cannot get an accurate judgment off of that. Give them a chance. If you don't like it after season 9, and we're going to go back and recap the triangle. We are still going to go back and redo that, because I mean, we've said this from the start. No matter who gets picked, that somebody is going to be going, what did we miss? You know, so we are going to go back and recap the triangle. I still don't believe that we missed all the signs. Everything lined up for it to be Nathan. But I mean, I have to say, I've said this again, I'm going to set my phone down. Applaud to Hallmark for having the guts to kick 80% of their fan base and say, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all, do you realize the guts of that took, and the brilliance of the writing? I mean, they told us from the start, don't think you've got it figured out.
Until the end.
Yeah, till the end. Like, they have said that from the start.
And I see a lot of people wanting to just talk about the fact that, you know, well, why keep pushing Nathan whenever Lucas and Elizabeth started courting, you know, all this kind of stuff, because they needed us to keep watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
They needed us to keep watching. I will say this, they did abuse us a little bit when it came to the ratings. Okay, they pulled us in. They were like, you know what? We're going to play with their hearts a little bit here because we need the ratings.
I mean,
And I get it. That does kind of sting. But guys, they've got to do what they got to do to keep the show on the air.
I mean, it is frustrating, but it's not going to make me stop watching the show or stop watching Hallmark in general, because I mean, quite frankly, that's better than a lot of the other stuff that's on TV now. So.
Exactly. I don't have to worry about what I don't have to worry about my nephew coming inside the door and someone cussing somebody out or bashing a beer bottle over their head or some kind of raunchy scene for portraying. Like, I can put that shit. I can put Who Calls the Heart on, and anyone that walks through my front door, I don't have to worry about. Which I don't watch any of that stuff anyways. I'm very, very careful with what I watch. I literally like scour for ratings and spoilers and everything to make sure I don't watch something that's going to have something like just plugged in there.
I'm just.
But I mean, the stories and the fact that they bring in real things, like, y'all, like Angela's story. I'm so excited about that.
So great.
And the fact that we find out how she became blind, and like seeing her have these people, it really made me tear up. I know you probably can't see on the camera when we do our when we did the reactions, but it made me tear up because it was like, you know, this is what this country needs right now. also is because we need to see people rallying around people who are different color, different disabilities.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't. Our differences should not keep like someone like her, like that whole storyline. Nothing should keep a child from being taught, being showed that they are loved and show that they are cared for. Like it just like I can just see, you know, kids who have a disability like Angela and seeing themselves with Angela and be like, wow, she's like me. Like she's going through what I'm going through and she's conquering it, you know. Like Angela could have said, no, I'm not going to school. I'm sitting right here and I'm gonna have a pity party. But no, she got up, she's like, Mama, I'm going to school.
Yeah. I'm just
So
quite frankly, I don't want, I mean, yes, like I said, I wanted her with Nathan, but I'm happy for her and I'm happy for Luke. But let's see, I lost my train of thought. I completely forgot what I was gonna say. I'm sorry.
I do that all the time.
I do it all the time. Jinx by Minnesota.
I'm trying to figure out what I was gonna say. Give me 1 second. I'm like trying to process my
This
thoughts.
chick. I'm fixing to put all my anger onto Kerri.
I'm so
Hey,
sorry.
just remember, I'm the one controlling this Zoom.
I'm so sorry. I lost my train of thought.
You know what? I'm gonna proudly rep my teacup for Lucas.
Absolutely.
Okay, I remember now. I'm just concerned what it's going to do for the show, all this backlash. And like people.
I am too. And that's why, you know,
I mean,
me and Kerri have some, we have an interview. Brian Bird said that he would love to go on the podcast. And I honestly, Kerri, I think he should be the first person we interview.
He should, yes, he should.
Because I want to.
It'll depend on his schedule.
Yeah. As soon as he possibly can come on, I want him on because I want to thank him personally for creating this show. I know you got to do it in person for him, and I'm sure that touched him so much when you did that. But now more than ever, they all need Kevin, Chris, Elizabeth, Aaron. All of them need to hear us tell them that we love them and we love this show.
Yes.
Because they worked their butts off. Y'all, they technically risked their lives to make this show. They were doing this when COVID was seriously still around, when COVID was still heavy. They risked their lives to give us this season. And I get it. It's not the season we wanted. It was very heartbreaking to watch and very anticlimactic. All of this kind of stuff, and I get it. I'm feeling the same exact emotions as you, but I'm trying to put myself in a level position and be like, and try and put myself in everyone's shoes and realize that, you know, there is a reason for everything. There's a reason for this storyline. There's a reason why Lucas was picked.
Yeah,
and they need to hear our support.
Yeah,
I mean,
especially Aaron and Chris. Yeah. Especially those two, because I'm sure they're fixing to get waved with a lot of hate. And if you are out there and you're sending hate to these actors and actresses, shame on you.
Absolutely.
Shame on you. That is childish. It's ridiculous. And honestly, it shows me that you are not you do not have a good heart. Mm-hmm. Because they have no control. No matter what warped sense of mindset that you have, they have no control. I mean, I know Kevin said that he wrote his own scene and all that kind of stuff, but I think even then he had to go through the writers, he had to go through Hallmark, he had to go through a bunch of other things in order for his scene to even get there.
Wow. Okay, I just had a thought.
I'll be right back, y'all. I'm going to get something to drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just had a thought. What if the whole Fort Clay storyline, what if that was kind of their way of getting her away from Nathan, because they had been building it up to be Nathan this entire time, and that we were just viewing it wrong?
It could be that. It could be that, but at the same time,
It was very much an 11th hour call. From everything they're even talking about, it came down to the last episode.
and to me, that makes me so mad. That right there is what makes me mad, is that they wait until the last episode to really make the decision. Like, if you were going to wait until the very last episode before you actually filmed the very last episode, why did you make it seem like Nathan was so ahead of the game, but at the same time not?
But then not even give him a chance. Like, so you say it's not a triangle, but you put triangle situations in there. But then you don't give this other person in the triangle a chance to really prove himself. He can't court her. He can't.
Exactly. I mean,
the fact that he solely carried it and had so many people believing it was him on those everyday moments. It wasn't about candles. It wasn't about anything. But so many people were behind him from those little things alone. Like, my own mother today, she hasn't seen it since before Jack died, and she was watching last week's episode with me, and she's like, "Oh, she's in love with him." She was like, "How do you know?" She's like, "You can tell by the way they're looking at each other and what they're talking about."
And me, bravo to Chris, Aaron, and Kevin for putting so much trust into Hallmark, because I would have been like, no, you're about to tell me what my character is about to be going through, because I ain't about to sign a big old contract to be on this show and not know what's going to happen to my character.
What?
I signed on knowing that this was going to be a triangle.
What?
So
what did I miss? Did I miss anything while I was gone?
they said they did not make the decision on who she picked until the very last day of shooting, pretty much, which was the shot of the last season.
The last episode.
The last episode.
The last episode. It wasn't at the beginning by any means. It was at the end.
Which again, that's John Tinker. And I'm in shock, honestly, when it comes to John Tinker, because Lydia told us that he wrote the Godwink movies. He has written all of the Nathan heavy episodes of this season. But even everything he has said through his interviews and stuff, his Facebook lives and stuff, he said, "Oh yeah, I forgot this. I didn't see that. I didn't, whatever." He just made it sound like it was all accidents. I'm thinking, dude, you either are doing a terrible job of show running, or you're lying to us.
I will say this right now, on live and on the Zoom, which will turn into a podcast episode. If that's the truth, if he sincerely did not see this stuff and he wrote this episode and he allowed this kind of stuff to go through the dark black hole, if he sincerely forgot things or whatever, he should never be allowed to be a showrunner ever again.
Yeah.
And he should honestly be taken off of being a writer. Because me, no. If I was hiring someone to write on my TV show that I own, and I hear him blatantly say that he forgot this and forgot that, and he totally missed this, I'd be like, you're fired, because I hired you to not miss those things.
Or to not make that decision until the very end.
What writer does that?
These are questions I want to ask Brian. I want Brian to explain this to me. I want him to tell me what was going on in their minds. I really, really do want.
Okay, now I'm mad at John Tinker. Now I'm don't go attacking him. Nobody go
attack him.
Don't misinterpret what I'm saying here. I am mad because, if put yourself in a boss's shoes. Put yourself in a boss's shoes. You hire this person to do a specific job, and then you literally hear them on live television, on their lives on the internet, that they missed something or they dropped the ball on this, and you can see where it actually could be true.
I mean, we cannot agree with a person's in this case, in John Tinker's case, we can disagree about his writing style and all of that, but I mean, we don't have to take it out on him, because I mean, he could be a very nice person. So
Yeah.
Well, and also this again, in a way though, that is brilliant writing. I mean, think of it as a mystery. Think of it like a murder mystery, like you're watching a murder mystery. Okay, sorry, this sounds bad because it sounds like we just killed Nathan. I told y'all we were fixing to get silly. But I love this though. I love that I'm able to laugh right now. I love that. I loved that ending so much. I loved that they made me love it. I loved that they had me convinced in 3 seasons of convincing that Nathan was going to be in game, and then they switched it on me, and I was like, "Whoa!" But I love that shock factor.
You can't be completely mad. Like, you can be a little upset. You can have a little, obviously being upset because you're like, Nathan didn't win. But like, we can't even completely hate them, because those last 2 scenes of them together were seriously adorable and so sweet.
They were.
And I want that.
Except for all the flicker candles. They have electricity, people. Like, there is electricity in Hope Valley. Why don't they use it?
Kerri,
I know, Michaela.
So sorry, baby.
It's like totally okay. This is totally unfiltered, like y'all have said, because now there's a bug crawling on my desk.
Usually Morgan's having to shoot her dogs out of the room. Now Nicole's killing bugs.
What even is this podcast?
Delina, thanks for killing Nathan. Appreciate it. Y'all know I'm gonna find the humor in anything, okay? Like, literally, Kerri, is it it's you, I think, that I keep sassing all the time. I'm like, was it you I was texting earlier? I don't know. It's like you and Amy, I think. I think I kind of do it with everybody. But Michaela's like, what did she say? Sorry, I will go back to that because I literally just confused everybody. I'm trying to think of this, like, think of it as a murder mystery. And there are clues, like, everybody looks like they have some tie into it. Like, there's evidence pointing to so many different people. And yet there can only be one guilty party.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're fine, Nicole.
It's like so awkward. I just look over and there's this bug crawling on my...
I love it. I love this moment of levity in this episode.
This is, again, showing you guys that we do not edit our videos. This is
I
raw.
really don't see them putting Nathan and Bates together.
No, I don't like that. I don't think, I don't really want Nathan with any of the girls that are there. I don't even want him I don't think any of them would be a good match for him, to be honest, like, personally.
Yeah.
Again, season 9 proved me wrong. I don't know. Yeah. But again, if I keep zoning out, I am kind of like watching the ET unit because I'm just like really curious for the reason.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna definitely be watching it.
And they're saying, like, Kevin, Deirdre's asking Kevin, like, so what do you think Nathan is feeling? You think he's heartbroken? He's like, well, yeah, like, he's like, I want to see some mourning period for him. And then also, like, he wants, obviously, him and Allie, but I mean, that's really all he has to fall back on now because he put him through the ringer and his big payoff was to get heartbroken. So that was a little bit of a salty comment, but it is what it is.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry, but Kevin kind of deserves to issue out a salty comment about the fact that he literally had his character go through the ringer this whole entire season and end up still getting heartbroken in the end.
But guys, like, I know people are saying they don't want Nathan to have a love story, that they just want it to be him and Allie. But guys, that's not fair to Nathan.
Yeah.
Nathan deserves, I mean, we said this about Lucas. The same thing I said for Lucas, I will say for Nathan. Nathan deserves a great love. Nathan deserves someone who is there for him 100%. Somebody that will not string him along. And I mean, it's just, I'm just.
I mean, he has. I agree with this. I agree with what Angie just said. They should never had him say "I love you," and they should never had him say that he believed that love was what fighting for. Because
I
to
agree.
me, those things should have never came out of his mouth. If he was not going to be in game, I am sorry.
They made it very tough for people who are rooting for Nathan to accept this finale.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like,
Part of our
excuse being mean, it doesn't excuse being rude. It's a very hard pill to swallow. Like we were all saying, like we're happy because Elizabeth is happy. We like the show. We're sad because we love Nathan. We're angry because we love Nathan. We're confused because the writing was very much leaning one way, but now it's clearly just went another way. We're confused because we didn't see it between them, but not because we weren't trying to see it. It's just like so many emotions. Like you said, it's gonna have to be a sleep on it, but it's gonna be a couple days.
It might even take literally until the season promos for season 9 for us to even really get full closure and feel full understanding of what's in store and how they're going to wrap this up in a big bow, because they definitely did not wrap this up in a big bow this last episode. If anything, it's even more holes that they need to fill.
I'm very, unfortunately, overall, the triangle aside, and even some of the moments that I really liked in the finale, I'm left very kind of disappointed. And that was not English at all, what I just said, but you get the point.
No, I totally get what you're saying. Everyone has a right to be confused, upset, all of that. Just don't give it to the actors.
Yeah, I mean,
like the way that Kerri is talking, it seems like they're all upset. I mean, not upset, but like
it just seems like they were, they're like, oh, this is kind of what it is.
Yeah, like it is what it is. It's not like they don't even have, it's like I know the earlier interviews, and obviously this happened after they filmed the season, obviously too, but I feel like they were so much happier in the interviews in the beginning. And now in these interviews, it kind of sounds to me like they're like,
it almost is like somebody died.
Yes.
And it sounds like they gave Aaron a response of they made it their excuse and their fallback line for it is she projected her feelings of Jack onto Nathan, which to me was just dumb because you didn't really even see that she was truly grieving Jack still until almost, I don't know what you said, like a third into the season.
Yeah.
You started to really see the cracks of
she
really still is not over Jack.
Yeah.
Because the first couple episodes, she was just all about the boys.
And my thing is this, it's like, it literally took, and honestly, I felt bad for Lucas because it literally took Lucas having to break things off with her for her to realize that she loves him.
Well, then I realized this morning when I went back to watch the beginning of the season, I totally forgot that it was like the beginning of spring. So you think about it, they said it's like 6 to 8 months, this whole season time span. So it took her 6 to 8 months to realize that. And then you think about it, I have to watch the last scene again. She just was like, thank you for waiting for me. It was never, I love you. Oh, I love you.
They never said I love you to each other.
They haven't, and through the whole thing.
I forgot about that. They didn't say I love you to each other.
He didn't say that. She said, thank you for waiting for me. And he said, I had to come back to you, or I would always wait for you, or something like that. That's, they still never had that full profession of love. So that's kind of just like, well, what's going on? I'm so confused.
Yeah. I really am curious to see what Brian has to say about this. I'm going to reach out to Brian tomorrow.
And ask him, like, we will literally film the episode whatever day he possibly can, because I don't care at this point. I want to as soon as possible.
Part of my concern, I mentioned a little while ago, like I saw a comment from Angie a little while ago. She said that they are losing major Hardys and people are already getting rid of all of their content. Like, I understand everyone's feelings. I'm basically what y'all said, but I mean, we need to at least give season 9 a chance.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. My account name on Instagram is Team Nathan Grant. It's gonna stay that way because I am Team Nathan. Period.
100%.
I'm not Team Nathan Triangle. I'm Team Nathan. Period. So I'm going to keep making content specifically for Nathan.
Absolutely.
And I will speak out. I will stick up for Lucas. I will stick up for Nathan. I will stick up for whoever needs to be sticking up for. But
And we've done it. We have done it on this podcast. Like we have literally gotten on to both Team Nathan and Team Lucas.
Yep, we have said it on this podcast, and we've said it on lives, and we've said it on Instagram accounts. We have flat out stuck up for them in comments on people's contents and everything. Guys, that just shocks me, the fact that they never said I love you.
Yeah.
That, and like Kerri says, guys, the start of the season was spring. And they started courting when school ended, which is summer. So, and now it's fall. It literally took her that long to figure out, while courting him, while going on dates with him, while having these special talks about books and weather and Nathan and Allie.
Sorry about that.
And the non-dates that they had before.
Yeah, well, and Delina said people need to be grown-ups about it all. Just realize in life people don't always fall in love with who we want them to. I think that's what Nathan mentioned. Louisa May Alcott, Lori didn't get Joe.
Yeah.
Which is exactly right. But then, oh boy, are they going to try to put Nathan with Julie? Oh brother. Oh.
Y'all, that's interesting. Y'all have stitch pants on.
Sorry about that, y'all. I had to kill another bug. So
we're just killing things all over the place.
We're over here killing bugs, having stitch pants on, and everything else.
That noise y'all heard in my bathroom, I had to flush it down the toilet. So I'm so sorry. I should have.
Yeah,
I should have put myself on mute.
Yeah, Emily on here just said, I felt more emotion between Lucas and Elizabeth in the ending scene than in the last 3 seasons. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
And also the same thing that Morgan said just a minute ago, my account, which I started like years ago, I swore I wasn't going to reopen it, and then I did. But my account is Hardy forever and always, and I'll stand by that. I will still always be a Hardy, like, because to me there is so much more to this show than this stupid triangle.
Yeah.
And there is so much more to this show than just, I mean, again, you know, all the little storylines. Like literally, I did not record myself throughout the whole episode. I literally just
paused a couple of times. I paused a couple of times.
I literally just did the ending, like towards the end of it. I literally just recorded the ending. But when Lee, I think it was when Lee almost got run over by Lucas. That was funny too. I just gotta say that was funny. Yeah. But I think it was in that particular scene that I went, Lee's gonna run for mayor. Like, it just dawned on me about that time, and it was literally the next scene that he's like going in and talking to Rosemary and says he's gonna run for mayor.
Like, everybody's
running for mayor. Yeah.
Who do you guys actually want for mayor though? That's
I was about to ask that.
Yeah, who won? Like, we've got Lee, Bill, Hickam, and Fiona. I don't think it's going to be Hickam or Fiona because they're going to be doing the pipelining, but it might be a strong race between Bill and Lee.
Did Bill say? I must have missed that. I think did Bill say he was running for mayor?
He was the first
Bill
one.
was the only one running for mayor at first.
At first it was only going to be him.
I completely missed that. I was like tweeting and all of that.
Yes, Michaela, we really wanted Allie to finally get her mother figure too. I will say that was probably one of the most heartbreaking things.
Yeah.
Is the fact that Allie got so invested. And I get why they did that, because it kind of shows her stepping into that, her teenage, like into her teenage mindset and life. You know, she's stepping into that age of being a teenager.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have used a different storyline to show that. Like, they could have used more with the Robert and Anna storyline to show her teenage angst. But But like I said, they have a reason for that. They have a reason for it.
Yeah, I really don't understand. Like, again, this is things that sorry, Instagram. I just laid my phone down. I forgot I was doing.
Like, you know what? I don't care about y'all. I'm gonna do the podcast.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drop my phone here. Yeah, sorry guys, this is confusing. We have never done this before, so sorry, it's really confusing.
Like I said, a lot of trials.
Sorry to everybody on the podcast. I'm gonna be looking like I'm looking away from the camera because it like records flipped because I'm like looking at like Morgan's over here and Nicole's down here for me, whereas when we record, Morgan's gonna be over here.
Yeah.
So it's gonna look like I'm looking away from you the entire time.
Yeah, like
But
Kerri,
I really want. I am no joke. I'm gonna reach out to Brian Berg tomorrow and ask him when he can come on. I'm starting to understand why he hugged me and why he let me hug him a second time when I saw it, because honestly, I feel like he needs it. And honestly, I would give him a hug right now if I could see it. Like, I would literally just give him a hug and
I
tell
would give
him,
Aaron, Chris, Kevin, all of them. They need our support, y'all. Just 100%. Go and like, even if you just flood their comment sections with hearts.
I was gonna say this a little
while. You don't even have to say anything. Just put a bunch of hearts in their photo, in their recent photos.
Yes. I was gonna say
show them love right now, because I'm sure they're honestly probably scared right now of what's gonna happen now.
I mean, I was gonna say this a little while ago. Even without COVID, I mean, they work their butts off every season, and I mean, we need to all of us need to show them a little gratitude, because I mean, they're doing this for us.
Absolutely.
They risked their lives, like I said a while ago. They were filming during COVID. Oh, Michaela just said something, and I did not notice this. She said it's sort of a full circle. She came to Hope Valley and taught in the saloon, and now she will become the saloon owner's wife. If Lucas still owns the saloon, that's still up for questioning. Because we didn't see him sign the papers, but we did see him leave. But then again, he said at the foot of the bridge, I was hoping he would be here.
Guys, I said this before. Like, I remember in the Team Nathan group on Facebook, I was actually getting on to someone for hating on Lucas, and that they were like, you know, but Team Lucas shows so much hate to Team Nathan, and I'm like, then this gives you the opportunity to be the bigger person and the better person. So I am challenging you to act like the Hardys you claimed like you were. I challenge you, like, I dare you, I double dog dare you to go on Chris's
sister.
I double dog dare you to go on every account that these people have, congratulate Chris and tell him I'm team Nathan, but congratulations on getting the leading man role. I can't wait to see what you do with it. I double dog dare you to go do that. And to go to Kevin and say, thank you for making me love this show again. To go to Aaron and say,
thank you for giving us this show. Thank you for portraying Elizabeth. Thank you for giving her she brought it. Yeah. Her acting skills to be able to she's been portraying Elizabeth for 8 years now, and this season she had to bring a whole new level to Elizabeth that she's never done before. Congratulate her for knocking it out of the park with her portrayal of Elizabeth this season. Tell her that she is incredible of an actress to bring such a newness to Elizabeth's story, and that you can't wait to see what else she does, because they need that right now. Because I'm 100%. Telling you guys, right now, I guarantee you their Instagrams are being filled with hate. All three of them. All three of them are probably filling with a ton of hate. People are so-called Team Nathan people are probably hating Kevin right now because he gave them false hope, apparently. Like you guys thought that Team Lucas was gonna is twisting things. I can tell you right now, I've seen some Team Nathan people twist things.
Oh yeah.
We ain't all saints. All of us that are under the Team Nathan logo, hashtag or whatever, we ain't all saints. There are some of you out there that claim to be Team Nathan and claim to be lovers of the show, and you go and you backstab and you hate.
Yep.
Shame on you if you do it.
I think Gary just said it perfectly in the ET interview. He said, I think it's time for Team Nathan fans and Team Lucas fans to come together and be Team Hope Valley fans.
Yeah.
Yes.
No more teams,
Amen to
guys.
that.
No more teams.
I'm
I'm
tired
gonna
of it.
keep my logo as Team Nathan, but it's not gonna be because I want him as that. It's just I love Nathan. But it's about time. Like, guys, take that scene between Nathan and Lucas, y'all. I love that scene so much. That's probably my
Yes.
favorite scene. My favorite scene out of the whole entire season.
Mhm.
Because it showed. Not only did it show that Nathan was being the bigger man,
Mhm.
because he told Lucas, "You stick around. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you have a reason to stay around because."
And
that
props
must-
to Kevin on
like,
that because
props to
and to
Kevin for doing
Nathan.
that.
And to Nathan, because honestly, I did not see Nathan being able to do that. Like I have said this whole time, it can't be Lucas because Nathan would be too shattered. Like it would wreck
Yeah.
his whole world. And he just blew my mind. So props to them on that.
Yeah,
100%.
Lydia.
Which hurts even more because it just shows how awesome he is.
Yes, it just shows you just how awesome he is. Lydia just put on here. Now it makes sense why he posted the caption, Team Hope Valley.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this right now. I agree with Kerri. I wasn't expecting Nathan. That was one of the things that also kind of gave me that feeling like Nathan was gonna be the one because I couldn't really see Nathan like being the bigger person because he was literally saying like I'm fighting for my love for you, like I love you, I'm in love with you, all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I just couldn't see him just, taking it like a champ, like Aaron said. Y'all, he took it like a champ.
Mm-hmm.
He
100%.
sucked his pride. He sucked up his pride. He walked in that saloon. He sat down with Lucas, and they shared a drink. And he told him, "You got a reason to stay."
Yeah.
I said I thought it was going to be Fiona. I had no idea it was going to be Nathan who was going to convince Lucas that he needed to stay.
Mm-hmm. That blew me away.
That blew me away. And I hand clap for Kevin McGarry because that was a seriously emotional scene for Nathan. You could just tell all over his face, all over his body language and the way that he was feeling like to go to the man who is literally taking the heart of the woman that you love and being able to sit across from him, share a drink and tell him, you better stay because you got a reason.
There may be, I don't know if there are some people on here, like I know, well, Nicole, you may watch some classics that Morgan doesn't watch, but literally me and my mom just the other night watched Judy Garland and Gene Kelly and George Murphy, I think his name is, in For Me and My Gal. It was the first movie that Gene Kelly ever did. But the reason I'm bringing this up, I do have a point, Morgan. Y'all, she's not into classics. Like she's the 90s kid, I'm the 30s kid. But that literally that entire movie, George Murphy's, I've got the right name there, that his character, the entire movie was head over heels in love with Judy Garland's character. That he saw that she was in love with the other guy, and he literally helped put them together.
I have not
Like
seen
even when they were actually broken up, and she's at the point of I never want to see you ever again. I never want to ever see you again. He knew she was there. He'd just run into her. He knows they're broken up, so he's all excited, thinking he's got another chance. Well, then he runs into Gene Kelly's character and sees how broken he is, and knows it's because he's so in love with her. And he was like, you know what? I gotta go do something, because Gene Kelly's character was like, hey, can I buy you a drink? And he was like, you can buy me the biggest drink. Wait a minute, I just remembered I got to meet somebody around the corner. I'll be back in 10 minutes. You just wait right here, because he had asked Judy Garland's character to go with him somewhere, so he knew she was about to be right there. So he literally left, told him to stay right there, I'll be right back, and left so the two of them could be together.
Hey guys, we said from the beginning that we thought Lucas was going to help Elizabeth and Nathan get together. So how ironic is it that Nathan helped Lucas and Elizabeth get together?
Yeah, absolutely.
He didn't full on, but he pretty much gave Lucas a reason to stay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lucas was leaving.
Yeah, Lucas was full on ready to sign those papers and leave and get out of town. Because he even said, and that also kind of goes back to the fact that whenever him and his mom had that conversation, he said that the only reason why he was in Hope Valley was for Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
I think also this is why it kind of makes it a little difficult too. I think for me, like to think about, a big reason, like you said, the reason he stayed was, or he stayed was for Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the reasons of, the kid won the reason the season and all that. It's really hard to swallow when you build up something, and then I was kind of like looking through those last couple scenes again. They come back to the library. It's just very surface level things. And you're just kind of like, okay, what's more? And again, I listened to it again. They never professed their love for each other. And you're just kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, so.
Yeah. Guys, we can pick this apart and say how it doesn't make sense. We can say all day long how much doesn't make sense, how much we're unhappy with it, and how much it. But I just can't fully say no to and just completely quit the show until I see what they have in store with season 9. I hope that they redeem themselves. I hope that they can make sense of all of this.
I do kind of have a thought. I'm trying to figure out how to say it. It was mentioned, like we were talking about how they didn't say I love you, and that I guess the last scene.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean I do believe that right now their Lucas and Elizabeth's relationship is surface level, but their relationship, like where their relationship is right now, in a way, I don't know if this makes any sense. In a way, it kind of reminds me of Shane and Oliver's in Signed, Sealed, Delivered, because before they even said, I mean, they had their first kiss before they even said, I love you. Like their first I love you was in To the Altar, which is currently the last movie. So I don't know if that
When they got engaged.
Yeah. I mean, it took them a long, like they had their first kiss way before they said I love you.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's not uncommon for you to obviously kiss each other before ever saying I love you. It's not uncommon.
No.
If they built this up, you would think that they would go ahead and say I love you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with y'all. It just kind of reminded me of that. Just that scene.
Sheila brought out a really good point. She says, after all Lucas observed, I don't think he could have done the same if his character was not chosen. And I do agree with, like, as far as like terms of like probably like Nathan.
After all
the champ, and I agree.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it out for the Zoom. After all the Lucas observed, I don't think he could have done the same if his character was not chosen.
And the thing is, like, I agree with that in some ways, but then again, I was thinking, especially after him saying goodbye to her last episode, I know this has been discussed on different posts and stuff. If I was Lucas, I would have a hard time trusting her after all he observed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. We even said that on the podcast that we just couldn't see Lucas being able to just trust her after seeing all the things that he said that he's seen. But I guess he does know her. I don't know. Team Lucas did also say that, there's been plenty of times where they've done the storyline where the man that she ends up being with misinterprets what he sees and things like that. But I don't know.
Let's see. Michaela said something interesting or really good. She said, but I love the show so much. Every 3 seasons they give us a shock. Season 2, season 5, season 8, and each time the seasons improve. So I guess she means like every other season.
Yeah. Okay. Michaela said, I'm gonna read it out for Kerri because she couldn't really hear, I don't think. But Michaela said, I love the show so much. Every 3 seasons they give us a shock. Season 2, season 5, and season 8, and each time the seasons improve.
So I guess she means like every other season. Like
they give us a shock, and the very next season it improves 10 times.
Yeah, like season 2 wasn't technically the best, in my opinion. Like it wasn't my favorite. I mean, it had some good, but then they came back with season 3, and season 3 was probably one of the best seasons we had.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, y'all have heard me say that I
And
don't
so
know
on
how
and
many
so on.
times, that I compared this season to season 2, that it was painful to watch while it was going on, but then kind of after the fact to be able to go back and rewatch it, it's actually got a lot of good stuff in it.
Well, also,
So I felt like
yeah,
season 8's gonna be a lot the same way.
but I think, like, even if I was to go back to the season right now and watch all the way through, I feel like I would still have a hard time. But when season 9 it starts airing and I go back, then it will become like season 2 and and the other seasons. It's like, it's just gonna take time, you know, and us giving it a chance. The biggest thing I'm telling you guys, give it a chance. Because, you know, look at this from this perspective. This show has been on the air for 8 years now.
Yeah.
This is people's jobs, their livelihoods, not just the actors, not just the writers, not just the directors, the camera crew, the costume designers, the hairstylists, the boom mic operators, the people who do like the food for them all to eat. You know, these are jobs for people, and I get it. But try and get out of the fact that of the actual, like, remind yourself it's a TV show. Remind yourself that, you know, now I will say this again, if it is harming your mental state, if you, like, I know I've been losing sleep a couple of times because I just been so overwhelmed with all kinds of thoughts and ideas. But if you are losing sleep, if you are having anxiety attacks, if you are getting so emotionally drained that you're literally crying yourself to sleep over this, stop watching the show.
Yes.
Take a break. Take a break from it. Like, if you have to, from now on, stop watching the show live. Wait until it's finished. You know, some people can't handle that. Like, I know I've had my questions on whether or not I want to keep watching it live. But obviously we do the podcast and it is fun. But I've had my moments because it's just been so much, and you get so overwhelmed by all of the scenes and all the little clips that we get throughout the week before the actual showing of the show, and then we get all these theories and everything like that. I'm telling y'all, put your mental health first.
Ooh, Sheila just said something else good. She said, right now I see season 8 as a Nathan growth season. He proved that he could make it without Elizabeth because he did it for most of the season. He's ready for season 9.
Amen. Amen,
Oh,
Sheila.
no.
I'm excited.
Laura Lynn, the Colorado Hardy, has lost interest in the show too.
Oh, man.
Also, I see Sheila said, Michaela was saying, we're looking at her as though she needs another Jack, or at least someone similar, but maybe she doesn't need another Jack. We need to be open. I agree and disagree with that in the sense of we do need to be open, but I never viewed Nathan as Jack. I know a lot of people may have and stuff, but I view them as completely different people. They have very different characters. They have similarities with like their loyalty and their bravery because it's just a profession, but I view them as completely different characters. So like, that's why I have a hard time with the projecting reason that they're giving right now, and I don't even want to talk about that. But like, I do agree we do need to be open. And like I said, I'm rewatching some of these scenes and just trying to take it in. It's cute. It's adorable. I love it. One Calls for Heart, hopeless romantic. One Calls for Heart.
Yeah.
I'm happy Elizabeth is happy. It was really well done, beautifully shot. But it still doesn't take away the full sting because it was written very different. So that was my 2 cents on that.
But I agree with you, and I also agree that oh wow. Colorado Hardy just messaged me. She said that she will write a small, polite goodbye blog for When Calls for Heart. No, this isn't good.
This is not.
I'm honestly starting to get scared for the show.
On Twitter,
I'm probably honestly going to delete my Twitter. I'm honestly scared to go on Twitter right now. Yes, Angie, please keep it, like, I'm telling you guys, I'm pleading with you guys now. Give it a chance. Don't abandon the show right now. I understand that, like, our emotions are high right now. Don't make those decisions right now. I'm begging you guys, don't make those kind of decisions right now.
Yeah.
Oh God, Lydia said that Twitter is a mess right now. Oh my God.
Why do I
Y'all,
feel like there is a virtual tornado going on right now? But guys, the thing about a tornado is things can be rebuilt.
yes.
I bet you Hardy's is trending right now.
Oh God.
What did you say, Crini?
I said I bet you Hardy's is trending for real right now.
Hashtag Hardy's is
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
gonna.
Yeah, for real.
I'm definitely getting scared for the show now. Like I'm hoping like maybe this will blow over in a couple of days and people will change their minds. But y'all, this is not good for the show. If people like if we lose 85% of the fan base because of this, because that's how big Team Lucas, that's how big Team Nathan was like 85% of the polls were for Team Nathan. If we lose
even
that,
on Team Lucas sides.
yeah. This is not good, y'all. The show could literally crash because of this. They could even take away, y'all. They could even like they've done this before, where they've canceled the show before the new season, even after the season's renewed. They've even made the decision to stop to no longer go through with it.
It's really
Rosemary's trending.
Yay!
Yay!
oh, y'all. This show is not good.
Amy just said a good TV show is an escape for me, and I personally think it's okay to post interest in something that was a dumpster fire season.
Yeah. I'm saying the same thing Morgan just did just a second ago. I'm personally pleading with you.
Please.
For those Hardys who are true Hardys, the three of us are doing it. I am pleading with anyone who is willing to be the bigger person to show this show support, to show Brian Bird support, to show the actors support, to go to Chris and say congratulations, to go to Team Lucas and say congratulations, great game. Guys, this is what happens. This is literally what happens.
What's going on with wait, what is it, Crinny? Hashtag Arties, thank you for being so invested in McCall's heart. Love your passion. For those voicing that they won't be back, we'll miss you, but I'm looking forward to shooting for those who will. Hope Valley has more stories to tell. Amen, Chris. Amen, yes. Chris. And people need to go on there. He tweeted that. Go on there. And you've sent him a ton of hearts and say, I'm Team Nathan, but I'm staying.
Who said that? Chris?
Chris.
Yeah, as soon as this is done, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't
guys, don't worry about Gowan. I think Gowan has a big chance of being able to come back.
Yeah.
And I think even Carson has a good chance of coming back too eventually.
I can remember if we talked about this. What are like on a happier note? What are like everyone else's favorite other favorite moments from this?
Yeah. Y'all, like Clara's big old happy giggly smile when she starts running to Jesse and him just like leaping off that horse and just like hoists her up and like spins her around. I thought that was adorable.
So cute.
I will say this, I was wondering like, how did it take him 2 days to get found? Like, where was he? Was he in the cabin? Like,
there were so many things. I really
want so many things that just were so anticlimactic.
Yeah, and congratulations. Like, I know there are some Team Lucas people on our live right now. Congratulations. Like we have said it umpteen times. You will see it on our podcast episode that will be uploaded. You know what? Well, I was going to say I might try to upload this tomorrow, but I might not be able to if we're going to be recording tomorrow. I'll get it up as soon as I can. But that you will see that we multiple times give Hallmark and Team Lucas a round of applause. That we have said it, we did it. High five, round of applause, all around.
Congratulations.
We have said it. Yes, congratulations.
And please note that we've loved Lucas since day one. Just because we've been
absolutely.
and that we've been very vocal about Team Nathan. It does not mean that we do not love Lucas as a character.
I mean,
We love him. We love what he has brought to the show. We love Chris McNally and his portrayal of Lucas. His acting has been phenomenal this season. He's even like his facial expressions, the way that he's looked in her, like his eye, like the way he acts with his eyes, and the way that he's acted with his body language. It's not just about vocal acting; it's also like behavior acting and things like that. Like just they all shot it out of the water. So
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I've always
Go ahead,
liked
Nicole.
I've always liked Lucas. I mean, from the beginning.
yeah, me too. I've always
But after, well, technically it's like past midnight here, so technically the second episode. So
All right, guys. I'm the reason why I'm sending you guys down sideways because I'm fixing to tweet back to Chris.
But at the end of episode 11, like the last scene, it really I have so much more respect for Lucas after that last scene in episode 11. Like when he let her go.
Yeah, guys, like people are saying they're saying a lot of people give hate. That is where we challenge you right now. You are excused from this live if you will go on their social media right this second, send them tons of heart, tons of love, and just I mean, Angie, we're not disagreeing with you, sweetie. I hope you know that we are not disagreeing. I've always said that I'm a little bit of a quote unquote devil's advocate here. I'm always going to be the one to try to find the silver lining. I'm always going to be the one to try to explain it, try to see it from the other person's perspective, whatever. So, I mean, that's my personality. This is a lot of a Little Women situation here, because I mean, Lori was in love with Joe. She was absolutely in love with Joe. Sorry, he was. I'm starting to get sleepy, y'all. Okay. But this is literally a Little Women situation here. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm at a loss in a lot of ways to explain what they did. Again, I want answers from John Tinker. I don't think we're actually going to get to talk to John Tinker. And honestly, I'm not sure that would be safe. If I'm being totally honest, I'm not sure. We would have to turn off the comments on YouTube if we were to ever interview John Tinker, because I'm not sure that would be safe. But Aaron tweeted, hard to tweet funny gifts right now. Emotional episode. I'm with you guys. Guys, again, this is where you go and show your support. This is where, again, I double dog dare you to be the bigger person and to suck up your pride and to stop doing what you would have been blaming Team Lucas for doing if Nathan had won, and just go show your support for these people, because as Morgan has said umpteen times, they literally are just doing a job. They get given a script and they have to act on it. Yes, they get to have a little bit of input, but I mean, Erin's a producer on the show. She only has so much input. Well, I mean, I know for a fact, I worked on a movie last year and I was commenting something to the producer about that a particular scene needed to be done differently. And he's like, well, I agree with you, but I can't say anything. I'm not the writer. I'm not the director.
Guys, Jada just put something on Instagram, and it's a picture of her and Kevin, and it's so cute. And she said, don't worry, #Hardee's. He's always got Allie. Look how freaking adorable.
Hang on, I can't see it.
I know you can't see. I'm gonna try and I've got it on my laptop, but I can it's on Instagram, guys. It is so adorable. Dressed in blue. It's just I can't. My heart.
What girl
Kevin,
has it had?
guys,
What?
Kevin just commented under it and said, "Immortal words of Jack Wagner. All I need." Andrea Brooks said the best with a heart.
Yeah. Delina said, what girl hasn't had someone expect her to pick someone she didn't love, feel pressure to be with someone who she can't be with? Every woman's been there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, and guys, like, you know, everybody, I feel like a lot of Team Lucas, Team Nathan, like during this whole Hardy weekend that I was just at, I literally ran into one couple that was Team Lucas. Like everybody there was Team Nathan. And but sorry, that echoes.
If you guys start seeing me crying, if you guys start seeing me cry a little bit, it's because I'm sending a very lengthy comment on Kevin's page. So
yeah,
I tear up a little bit.
But the husband said something to the effect of, Nathan could kill somebody and y'all would find a way to excuse it because y'all just love Nathan so much. And I was like, well, you know, that might be just a tad exaggerative, but you're right. We do just love Nathan that much. You know, of course, he was also just partially picking on me. But and guys, we hear you. Like, we are not, like, we're not ignoring the fact that you're upset. Honestly, I was actually surprised I was not really that upset. I mean, they just made it so cute.
I was having an anxiety attack. I had tears running down my face. Trust me, I'm upset. I was crying.
Oh, she was. When you see our podcast, you're gonna kind of see her in the middle of a thought because she like started crying before I could get recording, and I'm like, hold up, and she couldn't stop. So when you see
said, just hurry up and press the record button if you're gonna have this.
Yeah. But I'm like, I mean, she was just so sad, and I understood that. But at the same time, if you, trying to think how to word this. I'm trying to be careful. I do believe you can care very deeply for more than one person at a time.
Yeah.
I do believe you can actually sort of be in love with two people at the same time, but that you ultimately have to make that decision. And I really want to know, like, again, y'all, I understand where you're coming from. I am going to reach out to Brian Bird tomorrow. Like, I'm sure is probably still wrapping stuff up this weekend with the musical and stuff. So I don't know when he will have time, but I'm going to reach out to him. First of all, when I message him, I am going to message him and tell him, I'm so sorry for the flack y'all are receiving over this. You know, and I want to reach out to him and tell him, hang on. No, this is not a dream. This is not a dream, y'all. But I want to hear Brian explain to us why those decisions were made. And again, you know, no offense to John Tinker, but if he literally just let as many things slip through the cracks as he did, I'm speaking as a writer. Like, I'm no professional by any means, but I will agree with Morgan. If he literally just let as many things slide and as many things slip through the cracks as he did, and literally just pulled this decision out of a hat at the last second, I do not believe he is fit to run this show. Again, I will say what Morgan said, do not go and start giving John Tinker hate. Do not go do that. He does not need it. We have all made mistakes in our day. Don't act like you've never made one. Don't act like you've never made a whopper of one. Because I can guarantee you have made some kind of stupid choice at some point in your life. And I mean, I'll just say it. I'm not perfect by any means. Yeah, people are saying his wife was Team Lucas.
I don't think he would make that kind of decision just to make his wife happy. I said, Kevin, there is truly not enough words to describe just how much it means to have you portray such a meaningful character. Nathan is my favorite character on the show, not just for the triangle, but because of his story. You were phenomenal this season. You deserve an Oscar, in my opinion. I cannot wait to see what is in store for him in his life with Allie by his side. Love you and Nathan always and forever. And I said to Chris, if I can try and go back and find it, I also told him that he was phenomenal, and I truly couldn't wait to see how his and Elizabeth's love story unfolded.
And Angie says, before I go, it's okay that the fans let them know they're upset. They stirred the pot and drug us along for no reason. We're not saying, we're not saying don't let them know you're upset. We're saying don't be cruel about it. And yes. It's okay. Sorry, go ahead, Nicole.
Guys, look. Okay, this is what she just posted on Twitter. This girl, Mackenzie, just shared her reaction. She's obviously like in tears, like you can see it. She says, I feel like my heart just got broken to a million pieces. And she tagged Kevin and her. And she said, hugs, Mackenzie. Like, I truly don't, like, they didn't do this just to, like, they knew that people were going to get hurt. And like, again, she's saying, I'm so sorry to someone else talking about how they're crying tonight. Like, this is not what they wanted. Like, at least not the actors.
That's the problem with the triangle. They should not have dragged it on this long.
They shouldn't have, but you know what? How are they going to change it now? It's all done and over with.
No, they can't change
it's done and over with. Your comments, your hate, you're like going on there and telling them that they're horrible people or whatever.
It's not going to change it.
It's not going to change the outcome. Oh my God. Aaron just said, retweeted this one tweet, and it's like, if Elizabeth doesn't suck Lucas's lips down her throat, I'm done with this show.
What the?
And Aaron just put this tweet with this GIF, and it's of Cece. It's of Cece Babcock, and it's like her eyes are just like.
I don't see how this ruins the adoption story. Like, people in the comments on Instagram Live are saying this ruins the adoption storyline. How does this ruin the adoption? I mean, literally, Nathan said that adopting Allie was the single best thing he had done with his life.
Yeah, Angie, I understand. You're upset. You're upset, and I clearly understand why you're upset. Like Kerri said, it's not gonna wreck the adoption. If anything, I think I honestly kind of makes me a little mad because I feel like they've ruined Allie's adoption ceremony because of the whole thing.
Well, I think that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
But I still don't see how that really ruins it.
It doesn't really ruin it, but in the way, I hope that they kind of make up for it with like a big party and celebrations of the adoption being official.
I want to know what Lucas gave her.
Because it's not official yet. Yeah, I want to see that too. I want to see what
Michaela just started preaching, literally. At the same time, the real story we should all be more worried about is the fact that Jesus died for all of us, and we are offered the gift of salvation. Those of us who have accepted this gift are brothers and sisters. I love y'all and hope we can all love one another.
Amen.
Michaela, I think you literally just wrapped this up.
We love you, Michaela. Thank you for that. I put on Chris's tweet about the Hardys who want to leave. I said, congratulations, Chris. You were phenomenal in this season. I cannot wait to see Elizabeth and Lucas's love story. I may be heartbroken, but optimistic. Bring on season 9.
Yeah, I just said to him, I said, I was Team Nathan, and though I don't fully understand the choice, I adore Lucas's character, and I'm happy for Elizabeth and him. The ending was cute. Looking forward to everyone being happy.
Oh my goodness. Like, I shouldn't have even gotten on Twitter. Candy Hardy says that this is the end of her When Calls the Heart story, along with The Color Green.
It's horrible. horrible. It's really
this is
bad.
gonna
Like,
make me
I
depressed.
tweeted-
Lydia said people are trying to get hashtag former Hardy trending.
Oh my goodness.
Triangle, what triangle? There was no romantic triangle. Very disappointed in the end of the season. Made no sense. Basically, season 6 didn't mean anything. Someone said, at Kevin McGarry, we love Mountie Nathan and look forward to following your story in season 9. Thank you, Barbara. I don't know, I can't say her last name, but her username is Barbie1863. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Y'all, this is not good.
It's not good. I'm looking at everything and it's just it's not good. Anyone else feel like they just went through season 5 all over again?
I'm not gonna delete my Twitter only because there's
I'm not gonna delete my Twitter either. I might just stay off of it for the next month.
Not a bad idea.
Nathan goes from Nathan goes from fighting for love to saying he knew she didn't love him. Huh? This makes no sense. When did he say that?
No, I mean,
I forgot.
The thing that doesn't make sense to me, and this didn't make sense to me in this scene, was he said, "I know you feel the same way I do," which she obviously did. But then in the season finale, she just says,
"I'm not in love with you,"
or he just says, "I'm not surprised."
Yeah.
Like, what? They literally, like, that does not even line up with the rest of the season.
And guys, if you look at it like this, she admitted that she loved Nathan. She said, "I love you, but I'm just not in love with you."
Mm-hmm.
So,
exactly.
Well, I mean,
the fact of the matter, like, I just don't see.
They're saying that the writers
Jack.
They're saying, yeah, I don't see where she was comparing him with Jack and getting all wrapped up in Jack. I don't see that, but maybe the writers didn't really know how to write that out. I don't know. I've seen so many tweets saying that the terrible writing, the writers are lazy pigs, ridiculous. You know, I'm usually not a cancel culture gal, but you bet your britches I will not be back for season 9. I'll support the actors, but with their other projects though. That's great. If you don't want to watch the show anymore, great. Just do not bash the actors.
You know, I said this something from the movie that I worked on last year is going through my mind right now, because literally what we faced going through trying to do the Kickstarter, because I mean, it's the Andy Griffith Show, like, it's one of the most beloved shows of all time, one of the most iconic shows of all time. There are literally festivals all over the country, tribute artists and whatever that do this. And we went to make a movie that we felt like people would love. And we were like me personally, was getting accused of committing a federal crime, extortion, blackmail, and a ton of other stuff. I remember telling my producer, well, and the director, because the director like wrote it and directed it, and the producer is his brother. And I remember telling the director, I was like, the thing about it is, I said, this was like, is it gold or silver, tried in the furnace, purified 7 times. The people who were not meant to be a part of this showed that they were not being meant to be a part of this. And the people who were meant to be a part of it were the ones who were there for it. And that we worked our tail ends off to make it happen. And the Hardys is the same way. I said this earlier, if this is the way you're going to act, if you are not adult enough to accept that something happened that you didn't like, bye, Felicia. You know, I'm just saying. I am just saying.
Okay.
And go ahead, Nicole.
Now this is not like the same show, but and I mean I still watch it to this day. I mean I'm a little behind this season, but like when I was in middle school, I sometimes had my moments just like some of the Hardys are having right now about American Idol. Like the person that I wanted to win didn't win, and I was not happy about it. And I said I would never watch the show again. Like when the person that I liked and was rooting for got kicked off. But then, like, technically, the next week or the next season, I would be right back watching it again.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just got over it.
I mean, I still say, I think I said this our last podcast episode. Morgan, seriously, season 9 comes around, we're gonna post or do a podcast episode or something and say, welcome back to all the Team Nathan fans who said they were never gonna watch the show again. Like,
Exactly.
it's gonna
I'm
pull
ready
you
for
back
that.
in, guys.
I'll be
I put on Erin's account, I said, thank you for portraying such a heartbreaking, refreshing new version of such a beautiful character. I'm heartbroken, but so glad that Elizabeth has found her lifetime. Congratulations on season 8 and now season 9. Love you. That's literally all it takes. Even if you just say, I love you, or send a bunch of hearts to them,
Literally.
they
And
need
you can
it.
tell when you're heartbroken. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong. Like, literally, she just told them she was heartbroken. That's what we're saying, guys. Don't not tell them if you're upset,
What I said.
but do
I
it
know.
nicely.
And
Yep,
said,
I
"No
see
one
the
will
former
understand
Hardy
her
coming out.
choice, And I'm sad. He was phenomenal this season. Her character development was real and raw. And you did awesome portraying her real emotions. Looking forward to season 9.
Beautiful,
Like,
Queenie.
that's all it is.
Beautiful. That was beautiful. Someone just put on here, this isn't about not getting my own way. This is about seeing a drastic shift in the characters in the show as a whole. This is no longer the show that grabbed us. Hashtag Hardys, hashtag Charles would have been better. At When Calls the Heart at Homework.
Wow.
Poor Chris.
Mm.
I want to give Chris a hug right now.
Oh, Chris, if you're watching this, we love you so much. I am so sorry that you are getting this hate. Oh my God.
We've got to try to get Chris on here.
Yes.
That would be beautiful. I would love that. I would love that. We need to download the IMDb Pro and get his agent and literally just say that we wanted him on the podcast so we can share just how much we absolutely love him, despite us being like the fact, and like tell them like we're Team Nathan, but we want Chris on the show because we want to show him just how much we love him. Because like they need that right now, guys. Someone said the fact that they were building such a beautiful redemption story of two hearts with shared loss, this felt like such a cheap surface level view of love. I honestly don't recognize this show this season, and I've watched since day one. Candy Hardy shared it and said, so much potential for an epic redeeming beauty from the ashes love story wasted. I'm sick of that, honestly. I should have been able to tweet, yes, another Mountie. Guys, we understand. When me and Kerri were ready to tweet out boom, which stands for bring on our Mountie. Okay, we were ready to blast it. We were ready to celebrate. We were ready to, pop champagne or whatever. And, we didn't get to do that. But that's okay, because at the end of the day, it's a TV show. And I get what everyone is saying. It does hurt. But,
Yeah.
Brian Burr just tweeted an hour ago, sorry you're hurting and we understand, but Hope Valley will be here for you if you choose to come home again.
Thank you, Brian. I want to drive 3 hours and go hug that guy again. Like, seriously, I would do it tomorrow. I would, no joke, do it tomorrow if I could.
And Candy Hardy just said, it's not a home I want to be in anymore.
This is...
Someone said, spoiler alert, she chose Charles. This is just...
Guys, I can't wait to see what happens. Like, I literally can't. I was honestly expecting to be upset if Lucas got chosen. I'm not. Like, I'm shocked.
Guys, literally the 95% of the people that I follow are literally say, I'm out. I wish the show well, but it isn't the show I came to love anymore. Like I'm not kidding you. Literally every single person I have on my Twitter, and I follow nothing but Team Nathan people, honestly, because Team Lucas people have just been really mean to me on Twitter. So I don't really follow anybody on Twitter that are Team Lucas because they're mean to me. Because
well, I mean, that's the thing. Honestly, to me, is like Team Nathan has been complaining this whole time about how Team Lucas has been acting. And what was it you said a little bit ago, Morgan? What a bunch of hypocrites.
Yep. What a bunch of
What
hypocrites.
a bunch of hypocrites.
Casey messaged. Oh, Casey's mad.
Uh-oh.
She said that it's worse than Jack dying, in her opinion.
So, like, this is a tweet I get, and this I think this summarizes our feelings. I think the problem is not choosing Lucas. It's the misleading the audience with soul talk, deep connection, physical attraction with Nathan, while writing superficial dialogue, confusing dating with Lucas, and making E to choose Lucas. E must have entered deeper depression to make this choice. True.
I can say I agree with that. I agree with that. I think that. Sorry, go ahead, Morgan.
Someone said, hashtag Team Nathan, hashtag Hardys, help me process this. N says he's not surprised that Elizabeth isn't in love with him and that he thinks Elizabeth's heart has always been with Lucas. I don't actually believe Nathan would actually say these things. Why repeatedly express his love for her and say he won't give up if he did?
Yeah.
I have to agree. I can't argue with that. It is how things have been done. It has been how they have made
Oh, the fact that she chased Nathan this entire season.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she's projecting her feelings from Jack on Nathan. Yeah, right. Like that, it makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might reach out to Brian tonight. Like I might not even wait till tomorrow. I might reach out to Brian tonight.
Someone tweeted, but does Lucas wood chop?
Okay, there's more to wood chopping. It's more to a person than chop. I will say that's been kind of ridiculous. I can't get over this. I keep looking at this photo of Kevin and Jada, and I just can't.
I know, they're so cute.
So freaking adorable. I can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because sleep on it. First of all, it is not the end of the world. If it were, we have a better place to go. Okay. I mean, that is literally something that me and my mom say is like, well, it wouldn't be the end of the world if it were, if something, whatever. And I'm like, if it is, would you please do it so we can get out of here? Like if we knew something was actually going to be the end of the world, would you please do it so we can all just go home to be with Jesus?
Y'all, the boy who plays Cooper put out the video of him in the bill. But guys, we also need to reach out to I'm gonna try and see about the IMDb Pro and try and get in touch with Chris's people, and we need to contact Kevin's people again and tell them that we want them really badly on the podcast. So.
Yeah. Well, even Aaron.
Yeah.
I mean, the likelihood we could get her is slim, but.
Well, I don't know. Hopefully, none of the podcast people stop being Hardys, and they will probably be the only podcast that they'll.
What HV Suspenders or Hardy's Outline has said?
No, I haven't seen anything.
Lives going too, so I didn't know.
I haven't seen
if
anything.
Any of the people watching this have switched between.
I really hope that they don't stop their podcast, because that's like one of the only podcasts.
I think they will, because I think wasn't Cammie kind of a Team Lucas person?
I think Casey was the one that was Team Lucas, but then she switched to Team Nathan. But okay. I'm pretty sure that I heard that they would both still watch the show, no matter who's in. I'm pretty sure that.
I hope so, because I love Casey and Cammie. I don't want them to leave. I don't want anybody to leave.
I do kind of feel like, guys, kind of out of respect for them, if y'all don't mind, I would really kind of rather not bring them into this, just kind of out of respect for them.
Yeah, they have a podcast. They will talk about their podcast on their podcast, their feelings. We're not going to speak for them.
I only brought it up because somebody else brought up because Kerri brought up the podcast.
Oh yeah.
I was just curious what their reactions were more than anything.
That's the only reason I brought it.
I hopped on this.
I think we probably need to end the Zoom. for now, because I feel like we've kind of said everything that we can say on the Zoom at this point, and we've already been on for like 2.5 hours.
Which is no surprise.
Yeah, but I feel like we're more doing our live on here rather than doing our podcast at this time. So I feel like we need to bring our actual podcast to a close. If we want to stay on our Instagram live for a little while, that's fine. But I feel like we need to wrap up our podcast, guys, with Brian, Aaron, Chris, Kevin, Jada, everyone who works on this, Kevin, Pascal, we love you. Thank you so much. Again, round of applause to Hallmark and Team Lucas for seeing something that we did not see coming.
No.
And for, again, congratulations, Chris McNally, on landing the lead role. Because, Chris has not had as many acting roles as Kevin, so this is big for Chris's career. It is really big.
So excited to see what Chris is going to bring to the table. I'm so excited for him to actually start getting like some meat to his character storyline. Yes. I can't wait to see some more, because he's well traveled, so I want to hear like stories from other places he's been. I want to see like some of his history come back out again. I'd love for Helen to come back again. And just so many other things. And I'd love to see, and I want to see Lucas and Little Jack. I think that he would be adorable. Yes. I think Chris and Little Jack are going to be so adorable together. Lucas and Little Jack are going to be adorable together. I can't wait for Lucas to kind of tackle not only slowly becoming Elizabeth's husband, but now the stepfather of Little Jack all at once. I think that's going to be really exciting to see how they go through that whole situation. Because that's its own little blended family in a way.
Yeah, well, and I do want to remind people, this is like really late in the episode to be doing this. In the comments on this episode, there will be no bullying tolerated. There will be no hate tolerated. If we have to, we will stop the comments, like literally just turn off commenting if we have to. We will start off by just deleting comments. If people start getting too nasty, we understand that you're upset. We do not mind you saying that you're upset. But there is a way of expressing that you're upset without being nasty.
Yeah.
So keep it
PG.
Keep it PG, yeah. And again, I double dog dare y'all to go on their social medias, reach out to them, heck, find a way to send them a letter. And, we need to get in touch. Okay, I'll give y'all this idea after we get off the podcast.
I just want to say thank you, Brian Bird, for giving us this show. Thank you for giving us this show through a horrible pandemic.
And these friendships.
Yes.
Yeah.
And these friendships.
If it wasn't for you guys, if it wasn't, we wouldn't. None of us would be here. None of us would be loving this. Like the show wouldn't exist. With this podcast wouldn't exist. These friendships wouldn't exist. We owe you so much for creating the show and allowing us to have these opportunities to have these things that we have now created through the show and the love for the show. But thank you, Aaron. And Aaron, you've been through, if you ever watch this, you've been through so much creating this show. You lost two, you didn't lose them, but two of your most dearest friends left the show. Hopefully we get Lori back, but you tackled that like an absolute queen. You've been a queen through this whole entire situation going on with the triangle, and the loss of Jack, and having to tackle these storylines with Elizabeth. I can't even imagine how difficult that might have been for you and what you had to go through in order to get there. Thank you for showing another beautiful, heartbreaking, complex side of Elizabeth that we have not seen yet, and I can't wait to continue to see what you bring to the table and what Elizabeth conquers next. And to Chris and Kevin, thank you for being brave enough to come onto this show and showing what you've got, not only in your talents and your gifts, but showing us that losing Jack wasn't going to be the end of Hope Valley or the One Calls Heart, but that even better stuff was going to be coming in store. And you guys brought it. We love Lucas. We love Nathan. We love both men so very much. And we can't wait to continue to see just how beautiful their stories are. Can't wait to see what Nathan's love story ends up being, with who it is with, how it's going to happen. Can't wait to see how Lucas and Elizabeth's love story blossoms. To Pascal and Kevin, keep being y'all. We love y'all. We love that you guys make us laugh. We love that you guys bring such an emotional side to it as well, with your storylines. To Jada, you are an absolute sweetheart. We love Allie to death. She is absolutely the most beautiful character that I love so very much. Can't wait to see how her and her uncle Nathan, will soon to be hopefully Daddy Nathan, will have their story. Hopefully we get the adoption finalized without any bumps in the road. But yeah, just to everyone on that the cast, the crew, the writers, the directors, just everyone who has even the slightest small part in making this show happen, please understand that we love you so very much, and that those hashtags of being a former Hardy don't speak for everyone, that they definitely don't speak for us. We will always be Team Hope Valley. We will always be Hardys. We will always be Team Nathan, but we will always have room for Lucas and Elizabeth as well. And we love you guys, and we cannot wait to see what you guys have in store for us for season 9. I just know it's going to be awesome.
Absolutely.
I second all of your thoughts, Morgan.
Absolutely. I think she just summed it up. Guys, we love you. Hardys, we love you. We are here for you.
Yes, please don't think that we're bashing anybody that is feeling these emotions right now. That's why we try and tell you guys to sleep on it, really think it through, because this show is so special, and we don't want you guys missing out on some incredible things because of your feelings that you're feeling right now. So many of you are beautiful.
Nobody
creators.
thought the show could be salvaged after Daniel Lissing left.
Yeah,
we're not losing anybody at this point.
Yeah.
Or hopefully not losing anyone.
Not.
And I would say if anything could make us lose anyone at this point, it would actually be all the mean comments of I can't with y'all type thing. So if anything, go show them love, go show them support, and just look forward to the next chapter. Things don't always, in life, things don't always go the way we want them to. I know when I wrote my sequel to the book that Cleopatra and I wrote together, I know when I wrote it that there was a particular couple in it that, spoiler alert, I killed off. I'm vicious, y'all. Do I need to be psychoanalyzed?
I haven't read it yet. Thanks for the spoiler. I'm just kidding.
But I remember when I was discussing it with somebody that they were like, no, I love that character. I don't want anything to happen to him. And I was like, sorry, y'all, for the really loud exhaust outside this hotel window. But that this person was like, oh, no, I don't want anything to happen to him. I love this character. And I was like, you know what? People die. In real life.
Circle of life.
Circle of life. Things don't always, I've talked about this before. I've been in love, like head over heels, painfully in love, like looking at myself in the mirror and my eyes are literally glistening. I was so in love. That did not work out. Me, his entire family, like everybody thought, even my brother, like the person I've always said was going to be the hardest to get anybody past. My brother met him one time and went, okay, when's the wedding? So I mean, everybody thought this was going to work out. It did not work out. That is just a fact of life. You move on. Life doesn't end simply because, the reason, the season, and the lifetime. We don't always understand the reason for the season. I know I have been through that a lot throughout my life. And it's what has brought me so close to God in my relationship with him, is because he has literally proven himself to be that friend that nobody else would be. Mm-hmm. So if anything, Michaela, you said it, girl. If anything, this should drive us into our Bibles And I mean, my mom even said that. What if people would only dissect the word of God the way they have been dissecting the show?
Oh, amen. Amen. And that speaks volumes to me because I know, I mean, I'm not perfect. I have had my moments. I have not been a perfect Christian. I have sinned. I have fallen short. Everyone does. And, you know, it's also like they just said, you know, at the end of the day, this is a TV show, guys. It's not, that is not a good.
At the end of the day, it's still a heck of a lot better. Even with Luke, even though y'all don't want her with Lucas, it's still a heck of a lot better than 98% of what's on TV these days.
Yes, exactly. No, I agree 100%. It's just this TV show is not worth you going and spewing out hate to someone. It's not worth you losing sleep over. It's not worth you damaging your mental health for. I get it. If you just can't see yourself watching this show anymore because it's just so heartbreaking for you, I get it. But you don't have to voice it. You don't have to go out there and say, you've lost me. I hate y'all. This show has ruined me. The show is, the season has been horrible. I hate it. All that kind of stuff. Just leave. You can leave silently.
Go ahead, Nicole.
Lydia just said something really, bittersweet, I guess is the right way to put it. She said basically all of the people I follow are leaving, sad face or with like the tear. And then I'm so glad I have y'all.
We love you, Lydia. Like we literally have our little group on Instagram, our little group chat. It's me, Morgan, Nicole, Lydia, Hannah, Crenny, and Amy.
Yeah.
Oh, and Ellie.
Yeah.
In our group chat. And I love that. I might have to keep it muted.
Yeah,
all
we
the
had
time.
to keep it muted, but it's perfect.
The other day when we were like coming up with the newspaper headlines and like the stuff about the saloon.
Oh yeah, we're coming up with newspaper headlines, like what should be Rosemary's first newspaper headlines. People were talking about like what should Lucas rename the saloon, you know.
My phone and my iPad were simultaneously blowing up all at the same time.
Why do you think I've had y'all muted for the past week?
Yes, Michaela, we can definitely add you to the group chat. But guys, again, we're gonna wrap this up because obviously we've been on this live. We're not gonna
for 3 hours.
Amy, we are not upset with you, girl. I promise you, we love you so very much, and we just hope that you know that we love you and we understand exactly how you feel and why you feel like you do. We hope that you get a good night's sleep. We hope that you have a better day tomorrow and that you start feeling well. You guys pray for Amy. She is currently sick right now. She's going through it. So we love you, Amy. So
Hugs to everybody out there. Like literally.
Group hug. Group hug. We love you guys so very much. But yeah, I hope that people, if you watch this podcast, share it because right now these actors and everything, if there's a chance that they can see this and see that that there's still Hardys out there that love them, please share it. Please share your love to them, even if it's just blowing their phones up, their Instagrams and their Snapchats and their Twitters and whatever with hearts. Do it.
Yeah, even if you don't have any other words, just comment hearts.
Yeah,
or if y'all want to try to help us out, you could ask them to come on our podcast and tag at HB Central Station in the comments, like mainly on Instagram, I guess, and ask them to come on our podcast and for us to be able to share our love with them and for them to be able to share their journey, because guys, they've been through an emotional journey. Morgan said it earlier of everything Erin's dealt with, her, of Daniel deciding to leave and then Lori like basically being taken away. And it's like, Erin has literally faced everything with courage, grace, and dignity.
Yeah.
She's just an absolute queen through and through. We love her so much. And she's got the biggest, most genuinely caring heart. She gives everything 100% to her fans. She loves them. She adores them. And she doesn't deserve this hate. She's not in control of Elizabeth or Elizabeth's choices, guys. I know that she's an executive producer, but even they have only so much control. She can give her opinions, but at the end of the day, she doesn't have any more control than
It's
just being an actor.
The network's decision.
So please don't send hate, please. Once again, to all the actors and actresses, the crew, whether you're a boom operator or you're serving the food or you're behind the cameras or you're an extra, I don't care who you are. If you help make this show possible, please know that we will always love you. We will always support you. And me, as far as me and Kerri and Nicole and Kerri and many others on our live right now who are still watching us, we will always stay by your sides, and we will always be Hope Valley. So we're going to end the podcast. We love you guys so very much.
Team Hope Valley, guys.
Team Hope Valley.
Nicole, are you okay?
I just hit my hand on my desk. Ow. This is like totally unfiltered. I killed 2 bugs on this one.
Nicole, thank you for helping to bring the comic relief to this very emotional
Thank you.
episode.
Thank you. We need comic relief.
Okay.
Seriously, thank you.
So 2 bugs on this podcast.
So yeah. But we love you guys so very much. Kevin, Aaron, Chris, whoever is part of the show that's watching this, we love you guys so much. And if you guys would love to be on the podcast and share your thoughts and emotions with us, we would love to hear them. We would love to tell you personally how much we love you. Reach out to us. Anyway, you could literally just comment on the YouTube page. We don't care. Like this, we would love to have you guys. But once again, we love you guys. Bye.
Bye.